Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Naruto. The Age of Ninja Swordsmen begins from the Hidden Cloud Village. Chapter 21. Tutai was very efficient. After having in-depth discussions with the person in charge of this laboratory and determining a solution that was difficult to achieve and feasible, he cancelled the clone and transferred the memory back to the main body to report to the third Raikage. The third Raikage, who was studying the tailed beast Jinchuriki plan, thought about it briefly and agreed. Dodai immediately separated himself and went over, took out all the Sharingans sealed there and gave them to Tamura Hao, and then took Tamura Hao to the deepest part of the research department, Material Library. When he came to a freezer with the words, Second Hokage, written on it, he removed the seal and opened it, revealing bottles and jars. Dodai explained regretfully. What is sealed here is part of the internal organs of the second Hokage. Although the body of the second Hokage was sent back to settle the conflict with Konaha, some body tissues were also intercepted for research. Although the value is far less than that of the first Hokage, he is the strongest person in the Senju family, second only to the first Hokage, and his body is very comparable to others. Even after 20 years, he can still maintain a strong strength after being soaked in nutrient solution, active. Unfortunately, we were unable to produce any research results from it. This research project was sealed a few years ago due to funding issues. Quote, Tamura Hao was very excited when he saw the body tissues soaked in the nutrient solution, especially the complete heart. These are the internal organs of the second Hokage Senju Tobirama. Even if the value is not as good as Senju Hashirama's, it is still very high. Without any intention of being polite, Tamura Hao took out the sealing scroll and sealed all the bottles and jars in it. These are the best nutrients for Kagaya's shadow to improve. Todai didn't say much about this. This was something the third Raikage agreed to. Moreover, these things have been sealed here for a long time, and there is not much use in leaving them here. Golden Horn and Silver Horn. Are they the two most vicious criminals who killed the second generation? My eyes wandered around the many freezers around me, and I quickly found two freezers with gold and silver letters written on them, and I had some ideas about them. It belongs to them. After the Sandame killed them, he brought the corpses back for study. He wanted to find out the secret of how they could gain the power of the Nine Tails by devouring the flesh and blood of the Nine Tails, and to retrieve the Six Paths ninja tool that was sealed by them. Unfortunately, it still didn't work out. As Tudai said this, he walked over and unlocked the seals on the two freezers, revealing the bottles and cans inside. Inside were mainly the corpses of the two people, then many internal organs, and even the blood had been extracted and sealed separately. The blood must be kept. In the future, if there is new technology, the sealed Six Paths ninja tools may be recovered through their blood. You can take the others away for research. The Earth platform seemed very generous. Although the corpses of these two people were very precious, the Raikage-sama had already determined the feasibility of the split-tailed beast Jinchuriki plan, so the value of the corpses of these two people was greatly reduced. Compared to directly swallowing the flesh and blood of the tailed beast, the split seal is more reliable. Moreover, the project of devouring the tailed beast's flesh and blood has been stopped by Raikage-sama. The sacrifice is too great and it is impossible to succeed. Moreover, according to their research results from the corpses of Golden Horn and Silver Horn, the two seem to rely on their own blood to devour them. They even claimed to be descendants of the Six Paths Immortal. Maybe that was the problem. But that obviously cannot be copied and popularized, and the value will be further reduced. Of course, the most important thing is that this child has made a great contribution this time, and these are his rewards. If a ninja village wants to develop stably and long-term, rewards and punishments are clearly the basis. If you have achievements, you must give rewards. Only in this way can the ninjas in the village be stimulated to work harder and harder to contribute and complete tasks. As for the Will of Thunder, of course one must have it, but that thing cannot be used as food, and it cannot make people stronger. In their Union village, they don't tolerate such empty-headed deceptions, and they pay more attention to actual rewards and benefits. This is the foundation of their unity in Union village, and there are few rebellious ninjas. Tamura Hao was naturally not polite and quickly took out two new sealing scrolls to seal those bottles and jars. Then he glanced at the other refrigerators, but found nothing that interested him. Don't try things rashly, especially experiments on yourself. Tutai warned seriously that human experimentation is very dangerous. I cherish my life. With a smile, Tamura how naturally wouldn't do experiments on his own body. These things are just nourishment for Keigaya's shadow. Lord Todai, do we have a relatively mature tailed beast sealing technique now? He immediately asked. Although he really hoped to obtain the 6 10-tailed coffin seals, it was not realistic in that short time, and he didn't know when he would have the opportunity to go to Konaha to plan. At this stage, we have to create a sealing technique to seal Keigaya's shadow. We can't stay in the spiritual world forever. Do you want to use those things using the tailed beast Jinchuriki's idea? Todai suddenly realized that this was indeed a good idea, but human tissue was different from tailed beasts after all. Although the idea was good, it was not easy to implement. The idea is good, but the difficulty is still very high. As for the sealing technique, please wait. After we take down the Uzumaki clan, there will definitely be higher level sealing techniques there, even special techniques for sealing tailed beasts. The Uzumaki clan's strategy plan has been laid out for a long time, and it only needs to be informed by Shimura Danzo, and Konaha can cooperate with the action before it can be officially launched. This time, the Hidden Cloud Village has sent out all its forces, even the 3rd generation will be out, so the harvest will certainly be huge. Are we going to start the attack on the Uzumaki clan? Tamura Hao understood, and then his expression became serious. The sealing technique is very scary. Even the 9 tails can be sealed. The Uzumaki clan must have many powerful killing moves. If we confront them head-on, the losses will be huge. The sealing technique is really scary, and the Uzumaki clan's sealing technique is even more terrifying. Especially the Shiki Fujin can even split the 9 tails in 2, which is an extreme 1-for-1 exchange. We have considered that we will not confront the Uzumaki clan head-on, and the main attack will be on the other 3 villages. Tachai also knows the horror of the sealing technique. Fortunately, their real goal this time is to subdue the Uzumaki clan, so they will naturally not forcefully attack and become enemies with them. Your mission is very important. Shimura Danzo's people are not so easy to deceive. Don't let your feet slip here. After giving a warning, Dodai was very wary of Shimura Danzo. From the intelligence collected over the years, he was definitely a ruthless character who would do anything to achieve his goals. He might do anything. At the same time, he was extremely difficult to deal with and not so easy to fool. I will pay attention. Tamura Hao nodded seriously. He naturally knew that Guo Ying was not easy to deal with. For this reason, he decided to use self-hypnosis to disguise, which was more advanced than simple acting. Hypnosis is a ninjutsu of the same level as the basic 3-body technique. It can also be said to be an illusion. The effect is not bad, especially when combined with some drugs. He has been practicing hypnosis for a long time, mainly to recall the memories of his previous life. That's why he can move those works. So he has a lot of experience in hypnosis. After hypnosis, he is a loyal subordinate of Danzo. At the same time, he had already established a bond with the root. As long as that bond is properly deepened, I believe that Lord Danzo will have more trust in me, Tien, after receiving Kabuto Yakushi's script. I want to see the relevant information about the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan. Tamura Hao wanted to learn more about the 2 families. Although he had watched Naruto, this was a real world after all, and he needed to learn more about it. In the future, he would have to deal with the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan, especially the research on the Sharingan Sage body and the Samsara Eye. We have a lot of records about the 2 families. After the rise of the first Hokage and Uchiha Madara, we secretly intercepted and killed their clansmen who went out, especially in the First Ninja World War after the death of the first Hokage. We did research and interrogation. Tachai did not refuse. It would be good to let the child take a look. Maybe he could see some differences. Also, I want to go to the Whirlpool country to participate in the war. Finally, he made a request to participate in the war. His Keigaya shadow needed more Otsutsuki blood and chakra to be integrated. As a major branch of the 6-Path Sage, the Uzumaki clan must be a great supplement for Keigaya shadow. Not to mention that other ninja villages will also go to join the war, such as the Kurigakure village with the Keigaya clan. Of course, he will not be stupid enough to rush to the front line, he will just go there to help, and then pick up corpses and touch corpses. As for the poor strength, I, Tien, have the ability to buy 10,000 high-quality detonating tags and carry them with me. Who dares to mess with me? Tutai was stunned, and then he thought about it, thinking back to Fukai's evaluation of the child's combat power, and finally nodded in agreement. It's good to experience the tempering of war. He will let Fukai watch after he goes there, it's not a big problem. The two continued to communicate for a while. Tutai took Tianqun Hao away, and he walked quickly to the wreckage. On the other side, Tianqun Hao, who returned home, immediately extracted the remaining chakra on the corpses with chakra absorption, separated and ground the marks on them to supply the Kagaya phantom to swallow, so that it can be further condensed. And after swallowing the chakra on the bodies of Jinzhao and Yinzhao, there was an unexpected gain. Perceiving good and evil, is it the power of the nine tails? Feeling the thoughts of the people next door and above, Tamura Hao thought of the ability to perceive good and evil that Uzumaki Naruto gained after obtaining the nine tails chakra mode. Ginkaku and Ginkaku also possess the nine tails chakra, and even devoured the flesh and blood of the nine tails. Naturally, the nine tails chakra remains in their bodies. They must have swallowed this part of the chakra to gain this ability. You need to connect your chakra with Kagaya's phantom to perceive it, but I don't know how far it is. After thinking for a while, Tamura Hao walked out of the house and strolled around nearby. He would greet acquaintances when he met them. The perception range is about 10 meters. People who don't know me can only vaguely sense the existence of consciousness fluctuations. Only those who have good and evil cognition of me can have a strong sense. After a circle, Tamura Hao had a clear understanding of this ability. First of all, his own chakra needs to be connected with Kagaya's phantom to obtain this ability, which is equivalent to borrowing the power of Kagaya's phantom. It proves that the previous assumption is correct, and it is indeed possible to obtain the ability of Kagaya Otsutsuki through this method. Then the perception distance is about 10 meters, probably because the nine tails chakra obtained from the bodies of Kinkaku and Ginkaku is too little. Finally, the nature of perception, which only exists for ninjas with forehead protectors. Obviously, this perception should be based on chakra. Ordinary people do not have chakra, so they naturally cannot use it to sense. Another point is that the other party's perception of good and evil is the image and identity of themselves. I just used the lower transformation technique and found that the good and evil emotions of those who had been sensed before had also changed. After obtaining the sealing technique, I will find an opportunity to report to the teacher and others, and then become the third generation teacher or Yaoi to pull out all the spies in the village. Anyone who has malicious intentions towards them must be wrong. Only by eliminating them all, or controlling and monitoring them, can the hidden cloud village become cleaner and more beautiful. This is definitely another great achievement, and then take this opportunity to let them find a way to collect the nine tails chakra for me to devour and enhance this ability. Soon he had an idea, and Tamura Hao decided to find an opportunity to inform the third generation Reikage of this ability later, so as to eliminate the spies in the village, especially the other people of Danzo here. How can those coquettish fools compete with Tien? They must all be caught and humanely destroyed, so that Tien can become the only pair of eyes of Danzo in the hidden cloud village. Then, let the Reikage and others pay attention to this ability, find a way to get the nine tails chakra to supply and devour, and strengthen this ability. At least the perception distance must be increased to 100 meters, so that the enemy's existence can be sensed in advance and respond. Nowadays, the distance of 10 meters is too short, and many ninjutsu can attack, which is too threatening to one's life. Just as Tianqun Hao continued to stroll and study the perception of good and evil, suddenly a scattered but strong malice entered the perception range. Turning his head, he saw 4 people, and the leader was Yaoi. Ah how! Yaoi also found Tianqun Hao, stopped and greeted with a smile. Brother I. Nodding to Yaoi, Tianqun Hao's eyes fell on the 3 people beside him, all of whom were teenage boys and girls, 2 girls and 1 boy, and the source of strong malice was that boy. The other party's malice was not directed specifically at him, but seemed to be directed at everyone, or more precisely, the hidden cloud village. The intentions of the other 2 girls were not strong, with no obvious malice or goodwill. One of them looked gentle and kind, while the other looked cold and arrogant. Tianqun Hao was looking at the 3 people, and the 3 people were also looking at him, guessing their identities at the same time. To be greeted so familiarly by the son of the Reikage, the 2 people with a significant age difference must not be classmates, and their identities must be extraordinary. These 3 are envoys sent by the Sand Village. This one is called Luasha, this one is called Jalo, and this one is called Yi Kang. Seeing Tiankyun Hao's eyes looking over, Yui made a brief introduction. They are guests from the Sand Village. Tiankyun Hao understood that they probably came to besiege the Uzumaki clan. Before, Tudai had said that he had contact with other ninja villages on this matter. Immediately, his eyes fell on the girl in the backless dress, and he asked enthusiastically, "Is this Miss Yi Kang's usual outfit?" It's incredible that she can maintain such skin quality in a place like the Wind Country with strong sunlight. What skin care products do you use? Can you tell me? Our Thunder Country is located in the plateau and mountains, and the sunlight is also very strong. Many people are tanned, and they really need skincare products that can protect against the sun. Tamura Hao asked humbly. Nearly half of the people in the Hidden Cloud village have dark skin, mainly due to sun exposure. Just like the Qing's plateau in the previous life, high altitude, thin air, strong ultraviolet rays, lack of oxygen, dry and cold air, etc. will damage the skin, especially ultraviolet rays are too harmful to the skin. If there is a skin care product that can effectively protect against the sun and keep the skin tender and fair, it will definitely be very popular, especially for girls who love beauty more. Women's determination and purchasing power to love beauty should never be underestimated. This point supported half of the business system in the previous life. This person is known as the most beautiful back in Naruto. Just a back view has fascinated countless stupid netizens. She wrapped her past life self, wondering if she has any little secrets to maintain her skin. The three of them looked at Yi Kang, especially Karuro, who was also a woman. Looking at Yi Kang's fair and delicate skin, and then looking at her own, she was full of envy. Although her own skin was also very good, it was the result of careful maintenance, which was very troublesome. She didn't dare to wear cool clothes like Yi Kang when going out. It was very stuffy wrapped in a piece of cloth. I never use any skin care products, it's natural. Yi Kang looked proud. How could she, Yi Kang, use those little gadgets? That's a pity. No, I mean it's a pity that there are no such good skin care products. Tamura Hao expressed regret. If there were, it would definitely be a way to make money, and he would sell it directly to those powerful and wealthy businessmen. But it's true, if there were such skin care products, those businessmen would have made it long ago. How could it be his turn? If you want to make money in the beauty industry, you have to start with medical ninjutsu, especially the Yin Seal. You don't even need to find an image spokesperson, just go and ask Tsunade. Thinking of Tsunade, who always pretends to be young, Tamura Hao is very envious of her medical skills and the Yin Seal. I won't bother you to go to the Raikage building. Tamura Hao said nothing more. It was useless to communicate with these three people now. The main reason was that his own strength was too weak and he couldn't do anything he wanted. But he had some ideas about the three people in his heart. He needed to change the plot to intercept the power of destiny, so as to activate the golden finger to assist his own practice. These three people were good targets. For example, if he changed the ending of Karura's death, castrated Luo Sha, or chopped him directly, and erased the birth of Gaara's three siblings, Yi Kang's ending could also be changed, and he would definitely make a lot of money. Is he the new generation of genius of the Hidden Cloud village? Looking at the boy who left, Luo Sha, who had been silent, asked. From the expressions of the boy and the son of the Raikage, they had a close relationship. Those who could be friends with the son of the Raikage would never be ordinary people. Ahao's ninja talent is very ordinary, but he is very interesting. It would be very happy to be friends with him. Yui shook his head and didn't explain much. The information about ninjas can't be said casually, let alone an important person like Ahao. In fact, he had seen Tiankyun Hao a long time ago, but he did not take the initiative to say hello. After all, there were three outsiders around him. If Ahao had not looked over and attracted the attention of the three people, he really would not have said hello. As for ninja talent, Ahao is really average, at least his chakra talent is average, and Yui did not lie. Hearing that the talent is average, the three people did not take it seriously. The most fundamental thing for a ninja is strength. Without talent, there will be no achievements in the end, especially now that the Ninja World War is about to start again. It will be quite cruel, and only the strong can survive the bloody storm. Yui was regret for his junior brother. His comprehension talent and perseverance are very strong, but unfortunately his chakra talent is a serious drag. Chakra is the foundation of ninjas, which will seriously limit Ahao's future upper limit. Even if they use secret medicine to improve Ahao's physique, thereby indirectly improving the body's life force, there is still a limit. If you want to solve Ahao's chakra shortcomings, you have to think of other ways, which is a headache. On the other side, Tamura Hao wandered around for a while and then returned home. He continued to practice the changes in the nature of the thunder attribute while waiting for the arrival of the last person. After swallowing those Sharingans, a 3-Magatama Sharingan appeared between the eyebrows of Kagaya's phantom. He only needed to wait for the appropriate tailed beast sealing technique from the Uzumaki clan, and he should be able to indirectly obtain the power of the Sharingan. At least improving dynamic vision should not be a problem. The tailed beast sealing technique does not completely seal the tailed beast in the body, but will leave a hole to extract the chakra of the tailed beast and connect it with the chakra of the Jinchuriki, or even merge it, so that the power of the tailed beast can be borrowed until it becomes a perfect tailed beast Jinchuriki. He also needs such a tailed beast sealing technique to transfer Kagaya's phantom from the spiritual space, and use the tailed beast sealing technique to continuously connect with the power of Kagaya's phantom. And if you want to plan the sealing technique of the Uzumaki clan, reporting intelligence to Danzo-sama is the key and also a beginning. Of course, he didn't practice at home all the time. He would go out for a breath of fresh air during meals, and sometimes he would go to his teacher Fukai's house to ask questions about his practice and practice with him. He also had shortcomings in practical experience, which could only be improved little by little through actual combat. Fortunately, the improvement of the understanding of the golden finger can also be applied to this, which made his practical experience improve rapidly, and even Fukai was amazed. Ah Haojun. In the evening, Tianqun Hao was walking in the snack street, and suddenly a soft voice came from the side. "It's Miss Jialo, haven't you returned yet?" Turning his head, he found that it was Jialo, and Luasha and Yi Kang were beside him. Of course, there must be Anbu ninjas monitoring in secret, and they will not relax their vigilance against such an outsider ninja village. After all, the ninja village is essentially a military organization with many secrets. The essence of the ninja war is intelligence warfare. It is an instinct of ninjas to explore intelligence, and the village will not let outside ninjas explore their own intelligence. "We need to rest for a few days." Karuro's voice was as gentle as her temperament and appearance, making people feel comfortable. "We all need to rest. The wind country is not close to our lightning country. You must have been using Bingliang pills all the way. Do you need me to guide you to taste the food of our hidden cloud village? The beef and wine of our lightning country are very good. You can bring some beef jerky and wine back to your relatives and friends." Tamura Hao expressed his understanding and introduced the specialty beef. He had a deep impression of Karura, not because she was Gaara's mother, but because she had a younger brother, Yashimaru. She was one of the 2 transvestites who had deceived countless people in the Naruto world, the other being Mizunatsuki Haku. Their looks and personalities were more feminine than women. If they wore women's clothes, they would definitely cause trouble for others. They had turned countless stupid netizens gay, including himself in his previous life, and were obsessed with countless rotten girls. He even searched the encyclopedia of the 2 on Baidu for this purpose, and confirmed that they were men. He almost got depressed at that time. "We have this idea." Karura's eyes were smiling into crescents. She did have the idea of bringing back some specialties from the Land of Lightning and the Hidden Cloud Village. After all, it was not easy to come to the Land of Lightning and the Hidden Cloud Village. This place was too far away from their Land of Wind, and many things had never been seen before, which was very novel. "Did you bring enough money for this trip?" Tamura Hao asked, not wanting to make any embarrassing and bloody scenes. He was very fond of Karula, and seeing the yellow-haired and gentle Karula reminded him of the girl he met at the route. Sure enough, girls with yellow hair are very gentle. Of course, except for a certain gambler. "Enough." Luo Sha, who had been silent, replied, revealing absolute confidence in his words. Tianqun Hao understood this confidence. After all, he was a well-known gold miner in the previous life of the Naruto fan system, and he was a rich man who could carry the entire ninja village economy on his own. He was quite curious about the gold sand-type magnetic escape, which was really too rich. That's good. As the saying goes, one tail of money is one tail of goods, and high-priced things are mostly good goods. Come on, I'll take you to the best hot pot city in our cloud village to eat. After greeting the three people, Tianqunhao walked towards the food and entertainment city he opened. At the beginning, he relied on his money and the many delicacies of China in his previous life to quickly open up the market here. Of course, he didn't know the specific cooking methods, but only knew some ideas, and then found some kitchen ninjas to study, and still beat the food culture of this world. Starting from the initial Xiaofei Niu hot pot, all the profits earned were invested in the development and improvement of the entertainment city, which is now basically complete. Wow, it's so lively. Walking into the Little Beef hot pot city, Garura was surprised by the brilliant lights and countless figures inside. This kind of scene can't be seen in the Sand Village. This is actually an entertainment city, because the most famous is the Little Beef hot pot, and the first to appear was also the Little Beef hot pot, so it was named the Little Beef hot pot city. There are countless entertainment methods here, food is just one of them, there are artificial hot springs, amusement parks, etc. If you just want to play and relax, you can get everything here. Tamura Hao said with a smile, in any world, the ability to make money is quite strong, and as long as it is properly operated, it can continue to grow like a snowball. Of course, in this process, you must restrain yourself and not be too greedy. As a big man in the previous life said, a truly successful businessman only earns limited profits, so that it can be like a constant flow of running water. Tamura Hao firmly remembers this point, not only the employee benefits are good, but also the quality of various facilities, personnel services, and especially the quality of food are strictly controlled. This is also his core competitiveness in the food and entertainment industry. Others can't imitate it even if they want to. At this time, a girl in uniform came over and handed out a thick booklet, smiling and said, "Sir, Miss, this booklet contains detailed explanations of all the entertainment projects in our entertainment city, as well as picture albums. You can use it to understand everything about the entertainment city. There are service personnel everywhere in our entertainment city. If you need it, you can contact them, or you can ask for help from all the ninjas around. Our entertainment city has long-term task orders posted at the Leiying building. The ninjas in the village can accept help from anyone here, and will be rewarded according to the level of what they have done afterwards. Of course, these are free for guests. You can be absolutely assured and at ease when playing in our entertainment city. I wish you all a good time." She is a special receptionist, responsible for observing the guests coming in at the gate. After confirming that it is the first time, she has to come forward to hand over this booklet for explanation and guidance. Of course, she is just one of the receptionists. The flow of customers in the entertainment city is too large, and there are as many as 8 entrances and exits alone. So thick. Looking at the thick booklet, even the aloof Yi Kang couldn't help but look sideways. There is still such a system. Luo Sha was secretly surprised. Although the other party's words were brief, they revealed a lot of information. One can imagine how terrifying this entertainment city's ability to attract money would be. So many ninjas. Karu looked around and found that many people were wearing forehead protectors, and this was only the first floor of the entertainment city. Just now, he saw that this entertainment city had dozens of floors. How many people and ninjas should there be? Ninja is a profession with great mental pressure, and it needs entertainment projects to relax daily, so this place is very popular among the ninjas in the village. Tamura Hao said that the mental pressure of ninjas is really not small. Just look at the future Hitaki Kakashi and you will know that he has to rely on that kind of novel to numb himself. Let's go, I'll take you to eat Xiaofei Niu hot pot. Although it's not the most delicious food in the entertainment city, it is definitely the most distinctive, and there are many kinds of ingredients. Everyone can find something that suits their taste. It is most suitable for guests who come to the entertainment city for the first time. After inviting the 3 to move forward, Tian Kunhao went to the Xiaofei Niu hot pot restaurant first, which is the entire second floor. It is quite popular and almost full. It is the most popular in the entertainment city's food module. The core is the highest cost performance. Xiaofei Niu hot pot is actually a buffet hot pot, but the quality of the ingredients is better, especially fresh, and there will never be ingredients left for the next day. Of course, the remaining ingredients every day will not be wasted. Generally, the internal service staff will be allowed to take some of them back at half price. At the same time, They will also sell them to some ninjas who raise ninja beasts at half price, and the remaining amount every day will be strictly calculated, and there will not be too much. An hour later, Luo Sha and the other two were soaking in the mixed bathing hot spring with slightly bulging bellies. Of course, they were wrapped in yukata. The son of the thunder shadow is right. It will be very happy to be friends with Hao Jun. Enjoying the comfort of the hot spring water, Karura ate very happily and soaked very happily. There are still many entertainment projects to play afterwards. I really want to build such an entertainment city in the village. Luo Sha and Yi Kang were also very satisfied and comfortable. It was a rare opportunity to relax. Life is only a few decades long. The most important thing is to be happy. Tamura Hao took a sip of juice. In fact, he didn't come to this entertainment city often. One reason was that his mind was on cultivation. The other was that it was too far from the apartment building where he lived. Besides, there was the snack street near his residence. He usually ate there. Are you all bloodline or secret ninjas? Tamura Hao suddenly asked, causing the three people's eyes to condense. The information of ninjas is a secret. Tamura Hao didn't care about the reactions of the three people, and continued, only Jonin can be qualified to represent the village to other ninja villages, but you are all young, and you must have a great talent to become Jonin at this age. General escape technique ninjutsu is not enough, you can only be a bloodline ninja or a secret technique ninja. To be honest, it is really rare to become a Jonin in your teens, and you are all geniuses. Kakashi, who became a Jonin at the age of 12, is a genius among geniuses. If he had not been dragged down by the Sharingan and his mentality collapsed, his future achievements would definitely not be low, at least surpassing his father would not be a problem. Rasa, Yekora and Karura must also be geniuses, especially Rasa, who will be able to suppress the One Tail by himself in the future, and is a real cage-level strongman. This explanation made the three people suddenly realize that it was not their information that was leaked, but the other party guessed it. I am a secret ninja. Karura admitted frankly, but did not say much. She practiced the sand manipulation secret technique created by the second-generation Cage, which can use chakra to refine sand to control the battle. Although it is far inferior to the magnetic escapade blood limit of the third generation and Rasa in terms of scale and distance, it is better in fine control. I am a blood ninja. Rasa and Yekora also admitted that they are blood ninjas. Since people have guessed to this extent, there is no need to hide it. Of course, they will not reveal other information. I really envy you bloodline ninjas. Tamura Hao sighed, he really envied this. The lower limit of the talent of bloodline ninjas is much higher than that of non-bloodline ninjas, and they can even form a powerful ninja clan. In the ninja world, bloodline ninjas are the highest level, followed by secret ninjas, and then ninjas who practice various ordinary escape ninjutsu. Simple escape ninjutsu is too disadvantaged in front of bloodline limit and secret technique. Look at the third generation of Hokage, who has chakra qualifications of all attributes and has mastered many ninjutsu, but his strength is not excellent among the shadows of the 5 major ninja villages, which is just a mid-level level. Among the bloodline ninjas, the Otsutsuki bloodline is the highest level, with both the lower and upper limits being very high, far beyond the reach of ordinary ninjas. A rookie like me who has nothing can only look up to it, and it is difficult to surpass it, even if he doesn't have much clue now. The three of them saw this envy, and couldn't help but recall what the son of the Raikage said, that this ninja's talent may be really ordinary. You should be a think tank type ninja. Luo Sha suddenly asked. He didn't pay much attention to it at first, but after thinking about it, he vaguely realized that something was wrong. The main reason was the attitude of the son of Raikage towards this person, and the easygoing and closeness of this person towards the son of Raikage. This person's identity is definitely not simple, not just interesting. The son of the Raikage is not a simple person, and it is impossible for him to make friends with ordinary people and still be so close to them. Yes, Tamura Hao looked over and saw that this person's malice towards Union Village was still very strong, and even became stronger after entering the entertainment city. Is it defensiveness and jealousy towards Union Village? How much intelligence can you discern in us with your eyesight and intelligence? Luo Sha wanted to test this person's wisdom. If he was really extraordinary, he might become a high-level think tank in Union Village in the future, and he might become his future opponent. I did see a lot of information, but is there any benefit in asking me to tell you? Tamura Hao had some ideas in his mind, maybe he could get that. What benefit do you want? Yi Kang said, quite interested in this. Wisdom is also a kind of power. I just don't know how smart this kid is. I have been practicing chakra thread techniques recently to exercise chakra control, but because there is no practical training method, the efficiency is very low. As Tamura Hao spoke, a chakra line extended from the tip of his finger. He didn't have an exact method for cultivating chakra lines, mainly because Union Village didn't have this. He only relied on some records to explore on his own, and then relied on code words to slowly polish it. That is a stupid method, without any skills at all, and the efficiency is too low. In the past, it was just to exercise chakra control, and it didn't matter whether you had skills or not. But now the combination of chakra lines and detonating talismans will form a good combat method, so you need to plan. Now that I met these three people and the other party took the initiative to speak, I naturally had to take the opportunity to try it. Just chakra line training techniques. Luo Sha was slightly surprised. If it was a puppet technique, he naturally couldn't teach it to outsiders, and he didn't know it himself, but it was just a matter of chakra line training skills. He is not good at this, but the Garurakai is itself a technique for training chakra control. Many people in Sunagakur village use this method to train chakra control. It is not a secret. And he was very interested in this person. It was definitely not an easy person to be valued by the Raikage's son, even if the other person was not old. If you really want to see something from them, it can be regarded as a kind of learning progress, and you will have to pay attention to it in the future. I want secret skills, but you guys won't give them to me. Tamura Hao spread his hands and said that he knew how to measure. The technique of training chakra lines is actually similar to treading water and climbing a tree. It is at a higher level at most and is not considered a secret ninjutsu technique. If I really want to go to the bounty station to offer a reward, I can get it, but there is no need. It is just a temporary idea now. If what you say is reasonable and deep enough, I can give you chakra line training techniques. The three of them looked at each other, and Luo Sha finally expressed his stance. Tamura Hao smiled, looked at the three of them and said, then let me tell you, first of all, Ms. Garura, you should practice the secret technique of sand manipulation. Your footsteps are much heavier than Ms. Yi Kang's. I guess there should be a lot of sand on your body, probably attached to the skin to form a protective layer. Because your breasts wrapped in a yukata did not sway at all when you first entered the water, nor did they sway when you walked and ate before. Also, when we ate hot pot before, the three of us sweated a little to varying degrees, but Ms. Garura didn't sweat a drop. This is not normal. Even now when we are in hot springs, our faces are a little rosy. This is caused by the expansion of blood vessels in the skin and accelerated blood flow, but your cheeks are still fair. And judging from the speed of your movements before picking up food and the posture of walking, sitting and lying, your physical skills should be average, your eyes are not sharp and deep enough, and you will not subconsciously look into the eyes of others when you look at people. It is very likely that you have not practiced illusions. But with the secret technique of sand manipulation in hand, you will be at a disadvantage in close combat, unless you have explosive physical skills that can strike at a speed that exceeds the limit of your reaction. Stab-type thunder release ninjutsu should also work. If you have gravity-type earth release ninjutsu, it can suppress your sand manipulation secret technique to a great extent. Next is the character analysis. I saw kindness, gentleness, consideration, and approachability. In addition, I also saw a strong side. The combination is soft on the outside and strong on the inside. You will definitely be a good mother and wife in the future. Quote. He had read the information about the secret technique of sand control. It was studied by the second-generation Cage from Shukaku. It was not a blood inheritance limit, but a simple secret technique, which was weaker than the magnetic escape in terms of destructive power. In the future, Gaara should use the secret technique of sand manipulation to attach his own refined sand to Gaara to protect him. Therefore, Gaara's information can be used as a reference for Gaara in the future to a certain extent. Listening to the boy's words, Garura subconsciously looked at the chest wrapped in a yukata in the water, and even reached out to press it. It was too firm. She had indeed been attaching the sand to her skin to form a layer of defense, and had developed a habit that would not go away even when she slept. But what surprised her even more was the analysis of his strength and means. Did he see so much after such a short contact? Tamura Hao turned his eyes to Yi Kang, looked at him and said, although your skin is very good, judging from your muscle lines and your walking, sitting and lying posture habits, you must have practiced physical skills well. You have worked hard, which proves that you are very diligent in your practice. But it is not too strong. This is the weakness of a woman's body size. It proves that you practice physical skills to supplement your main means of attack and prevent others from getting close to you. It can be seen that you don't seem to be used to hot springs, because you had a weak chakra reaction when you entered the hot spring pool. From the feeling of chakra, it is not a simple basic attribute. I sense the wind from it. Attribute and fire attribute. You should be a bloodline limit fused from these two attributes. According to my understanding of the information of Sand Village, it should be Scorch Release. It is definitely not enough to use Water Release to deal with this bloodline limit, unless it is super large scale. If it can be matched with Sealing Technique, the effect will be better. And you should not have practiced Illusion, which is a standard ninja type with ninjutsu as the main and physical skills as the auxiliary. In terms of personality, you should be a cold-hearted type, but you should only show this inner warmth to people close to you. His theoretical grades in the ninja school are not bad, and coupled with the plot of the previous life of Naruto, he can analyze many problems. Yi Kang's expression is more serious. She didn't expect that the other party could see so much in such a short time, and even guessed her bloodline limit and made targeted analysis. Finally, it's you, Rasa. Tamura Hao looked at the last Rasa. This gold miner is an important character and the richest person in Naruto, second only to the future Conan. Luo Sha's face was solemn, and he paid more and more attention to the boy, and even had a hint of murderous intent in his heart. Tamura Hao felt the increased malice, but did not pay much attention to it. After thinking for a while, he said, your footsteps are heavier than Karura's. You should also have a layer of sand on your skin. It should not be ordinary sand, and the weight is much heavier. I heard that the third generation of Cage has magnetic escape, and chakra has a strong magnetic force that can control iron sand to fight. Your blood limit should also be magnetic escape. Magnetic escape is much more powerful than the sand manipulation secret technique in terms of combat power. The third generation of Cage is known as the strongest Cage of all generations. You should not be bad in the future. High-density magnetic escape materials can make your magnetic escape more powerful, but it can also become a disadvantage. As long as you face the earth escape ninjutsu with gravity, your magnetic escape material will be completely suppressed and difficult to adjust. Movement. If you can perform a large-scale sealing technique, it should also be able to restrain your magnetic escape. In terms of personality, I see coldness and responsibility, as well as an ambition. In addition, the special nature of magnetic escape for the current Sand Village, your goal should be the position of the fourth Cage. And you are the leader among the three of you, and you should be the leader of this mission. In addition to magnetic escape, I guess you should be the disciple of the third Cage. If you change to other young geniuses, you are not qualified to meet the Raikage. Finally, you and Karula looked at each other many times during the meal. You should be a couple. Judging from Karula's shy eyes, you should have been dating for a short time. Quote. After saying this, Tiankyun Hao ignored the expressions of the three people and picked up the juice to suck. The warm pool water with the cool juice is so refreshing, just like sunbathing on the beach, and there are two beautiful beauties next to you. The three of them were silent, and Luo Sha's malice became stronger, and for the first time, he specifically targeted Tamura Hao, which made Tamura Hao feel it clearly. Tamura Hao didn't show much about this, but he kept it in mind and would kill this guy when he had the chance in the future. I need time to write down the skills of chakra cultivation. We will come here again tomorrow. Karura responded to the previous promise. She naturally didn't have a ready-made skill record scroll, so she had to write it down after returning to the hotel. But this little brother is really strong. He actually saw so much in a short time. Is this a think tank type of ninja? Maybe Lord Ebizo should also have this kind of vision. Then thank you, Sister Karura. Tamura Hao smiled even more. Obtaining the chakra line cultivation skills was of great help to him, especially when he was going to the battlefield of the Whirlpool country next. It was just right to use the chakra line with the detonating talisman, so self-protection would not be a problem. On the other side, Yi Kang was a little skeptical about life, feeling that he seemed to be seen through by the kid. Do all the ninjas in the Hidden Cloud Village have this quality, or is it just a special case? I hope it's the latter. In silence, the four of them finished bathing. Luo Xia and the other two were not in the mood to play in the entertainment city, so they went straight back to the hotel. The three of them gathered in a room, all of them were relatively silent. Jialo wrote silently with the pen and blank scroll he had just bought, but he couldn't help thinking about the boy in his heart. Is the education system in the Hidden Cloud Village so strong? Do I still need to contact him? Yi Kang, who was leaning against the wall and playing with a kunai, asked. The little ghost surprised her a lot, even shocked her. Although the opponent is weak, his mind is very scary, which makes her feel terrified. His future status in the Hidden Cloud Village will never be low. It is necessary to understand the information of such a person. Jialo, who was writing, turned his attention a little, and also paid great attention to the little brother. He didn't know whether he would be an enemy or a friend in the future. I hope it won't be an enemy. Luo Xia thought for a long time and finally shook his head. We are not talented in this area. If we continue to contact him, he will see more intelligence. Moreover, as long as people with that kind of mentality deliberately cover up, we can't see anything. He may even pretend to mislead our cognition, which is even more unprofitable. The three of them are combat-type ninjas, not good at detecting and investigating the enemy, and this is the Hidden Cloud Village, many methods cannot be used. Will he go to the Whirlpool Country plan this time? Yi Kang asked again. Although the kid is young, his mind is not low at all. In some aspects, he is stronger than the senior ninja. I wonder if he will participate in the next Whirlpool Country war. Even if he goes, it should be just to be led by the elders to adapt to the war. It is impossible for him to become a decision maker. He is too young. Although Luo Xia was shocked by the kid's mind, his age was a hard flaw. Even if the Hidden Cloud Village and the Son of the Raikage valued his wisdom, they would not let him make a decision on a war. War is not a joke, even if they are not qualified now. Our Sand Village is too passive in taking the initiative this time. Suddenly sighing, Luo Xia knew that their active mission to plan the war in the Whirlpool Country would only put them in a passive situation. But there was no other way. They needed the tailed beast sealing technique that could perfectly seal and utilize the one tail. Because the one tail not only has a powerful magnetic escape, but also doubles its combat power in the desert environment, its own chakra has the characteristics of sealing and breaking seals, and ordinary sealing techniques can't seal it at all, and can't seal it for long. This caused the one tail to run away frequently, causing huge losses to the village. Even the sand-iron magnetic style of the third Kai Master could hardly suppress the one tail. Although his own gold sand magnetic style could suppress the one tail's magnetic style with the weight of the gold sand, he was not old enough and his strength was far from enough to suppress the one tail. Although there is a one-tail Jinchuriki now, it is still not perfect. Especially since their sand village only has one tail, while the rock village, the cloud village and the mist village all have two-tailed beasts. Although Konaha only has one nine-tail, it is the strongest tailed beast. In this regard, their sand village is at a serious disadvantage. He has not even seen the one tail release the tailed beast ball that can destroy the world. Could it be that the one tail cannot use the tailed beast ball? If so, it would be too passive. The future war in the ninja world must be the home field of the tailed beast Jinchuriki. The tailed beast ball can destroy the world and ordinary ninjas cannot compete at all. They must perfectly control the power of the tailed beast, and the sealing technique is the key. At the same time, in the Raikage's office, the third Kai Raikage looked at the information handed over by the Anbu and frowned. The brat is too casual. He even contacted ninjas from other countries in the village without permission and made deals. If it were someone else, he would have been arrested long ago. What did he do? Touch-Eye, who was busy at another desk, raised his head. Did the kid do anything again? Take a look. The third Raikage threw the report over, but with a smile on his face, it was obvious that he was not really angry. Rosa, the fourth cage. After reading the report, Touch-Eye seemed to be thinking about something, and then he smiled, and was even more relieved. He can see and analyze so much information in such a short contact. He is better than I thought in this regard. This child is more suitable to be his disciple, and he can just take over his class and assist the 4th Hokage in the future. Tamura Hao didn't know what happened in Raikage's office. He went back and had a good sleep. The next day he came to the entertainment city as promised, but the person he saw was not Garura, but Yi Kang. Only Yi Kang came here, Luo Sha and Karu Luo didn't come. Where are Miss Garura and Rasa? Didn't they come with you? Tamura Hao took the scroll handed over by Yi Kang and asked casually. They're going to buy some things to take back. Yi Kang replied, but his wonderful eyes were carefully looking at the kid in front of him. Miss Yi Kang, do you have anything to ask? Tamura Hao put away the scroll and saw that Yi Kang had something to say. You seem to have reservations about what you told us last night. Yi Kang wasn't sure about this, it was just a feeling, and at that time he saw pity in the kid's eyes, pity for himself. That look made her very uncomfortable. Can you see this? Tamura Hao was surprised. He did have reservations, but he didn't expect to be seen. This fool has such keen eyesight, will she be tricked to death? It feels like you are thinking of something rude. Yi Kang became more and more unhappy, this kid must be hiding something. I'll give you a piece of advice. Don't be too bright in the future. Once you reach a certain level, you can't just think about things with ninja thinking. With a hint of reminder, Tamura Hao turned around and prepared to leave without waiting for Yi Kang to speak. Saying this is a foreshadowing. If you have the opportunity to conquer him in the future, you will be a good tool man. But you have to wait for it to be fettered, so that you can hold it firmly in the palm of your hand. This is the most commonly used method by Danzo-sama. As the best horseman under Danzo-sama, I naturally have to inherit Danzo-sama's royal guard. It's the next best thing. It seems that in the original plot, Yi Kang will have a disciple. What is his name? There is also Kaora's younger brother Yashimaru, who is a good bond and handle. Hey, kid, let's spar. Yi Kang suddenly proposed that he wanted to compare notes. Although Luo Sha rejected the idea of contacting and exploring the kid's intelligence, it was still possible to have a fight to see what his true strength was. You said last night that my physical skills were not too strong. Yours should be pretty good. Let's compare. She knew that most of the ninjas in Cloud Hidden Village were good at taijutsu, especially ninjutsu, and were very strong in close combat. This kid's ninja talent may be average, but judging from the muscle lines of his body, his taijutsu training is definitely not bad. If it's just physical skills, no problem. Tamura Hao turned around and agreed to the invitation for a sparring session. He also wanted to see Sunagakur village-style taijutsu. Moreover, Yi Kang is a standard ninjutsu-type ninja, and his taijutsu training is only to assist in ninjutsu combat, so as not to lose combat effectiveness when the enemy gets close. Therefore, his physical skills are not too strong, at least not as good as those of ninjas like Fukai Yaoi who specialize in ninja physical skills. This is a fight. It's better than physical skills. Yi Kang is very confident in his physical skills. He has worked hard in this area and is definitely not bad. Follow me. After Tamura Hao said something, he walked towards the training ground where he and Fukai had their first sparring match. That training ground was relatively remote and few people usually went there to practice. It should still be empty now. Yi Kang followed up step by step, and the Anbu ninja who was secretly watching naturally had no choice but to follow. When the two of them arrived at the original training ground, there was no one inside. Tamura Hao said while taking out the shoulder armor and fixing it to his shoulder. We agreed that it's just physical combat. Basic ninja tools like kunai shuriken senbon can be used, and the detonating talisman is fine. He always wore the light armor on his body. Only the shoulder armor was too conspicuous, so it was sealed in a sealing technique on a piece of armor. It needed to be taken out and fixed before fighting. You are so shameless. Looking at the young man whose vital parts were protected by light armor, Yi Kang was very dissatisfied. Judging from the luster of the light armor, you can tell that it is not ordinary steel, and its defensive power is definitely not bad. And those two super long ninja swords are so bummer. If you are not strong enough, you can only rely on some external objects to assist you. Besides, you are a Junin. No one will take advantage of our taijutsu competition this time. Tamura Hao didn't think he was a rogue. After all, the person opposite him was a Junin. You're right, I'm a Junin. Yi Kang suddenly smiled. and immediately took out 2 kunai and added 2 changes of chakra properties to them, forming an invisible wind blade and a flaming blade. This is not a ninjutsu, just a simple chakra-using technique, but a property-changing technique that can be attached to the kunai to increase the destructive power and attack distance. This has become a magic swordsman. After complaining, Tamura Hao took the initiative to attack, slashing and stabbing the big and small cats in his hands, and attacking in a series of attacks. Once he took action, it was his strongest means, a combo of strange power. He would not dare to take a Junin lightly, even if the opponent was not good at taijutsu. The real ninja battle is far from being as simple as shown in comics and animations. The explosive speed and combat methods are much stronger. For example, the movement speed Yi Kang displayed at this moment was very flexible and fast. He was as unforced as the wind, and he skillfully avoided Tamura Hao's repeated blades. At the same time, the fire blades and wind blades extending from the kunai were also flexible, forcing Tamura Hao to dodge sideways repeatedly, and the rhythm of the combo was interrupted many times. If he hadn't practiced with Fukai during this period and improved his combat experience, it would have been difficult for him to hold on under Yi Kang's attack. Yi Kang was very surprised by the kid's swordsmanship and explosive power. He originally thought he was a good genin. After all, the other party was only a little over 10 years old, and should be the kind of pink newcomer who just graduated from the ninja school. In addition, the son of the Raikage said that his ninja qualifications were average, so his combat power would naturally only be at the genin level. But after this fight, he found that his strength was much stronger than he imagined, especially his explosive power and swordsmanship, which combined with his combat power was enough to rival the standard chunin. Although the title of a ninja is mainly a rating of ability and status, and does not directly represent strength, there is a bottom line of strength. The strength of a chunin must be stronger than that of a genin. This child can have the strength comparable to that of a chunin at the age of 10, which is also a genius. Of course, there are still big flaws. Among the 3 major systems of ninja, taijutsu, genjutsu, and genjutsu, taijutsu is the easiest to be restrained. Whether it is ninjutsu or genjutsu, taijutsu can be restrained. So it is not enough to be promoted to chunin by taijutsu and swordsmanship alone. This kid needs to continue to grow. Thinking about these things in his mind, Yi Kang observed and memorized Tamura Hao's swordsmanship during the fight. The Hidden Cloud Village is best at taijutsu, especially ninjutsu and ninjutsu. It will be good for you to see more. In the future, if you really want to be an enemy of the Hidden Cloud Village, you can also have some bottom line. Similarly, Tamura Hao is also observing and memorizing Yi Kang's taijutsu techniques and style. The taijutsu of the Hidden Sand Village is also based on swiftness and sharpness, just like the wind. As a woman, Yi Kang has developed more in agility, which is very different from Fukai's fighting style, and it has also inspired Tamura Hao. After fighting for 2 minutes, Tamura Hao felt that his chakra was about to run out and was ready to withdraw from the battle circle. The core of a ninja is chakra. Without the blessing of chakra, the explosive power of the body will be greatly reduced, and the combat power will also decline. But he wanted to retreat, but Yi Kang was unwilling to do so, and even a smug smile appeared at the corner of his lips. A draw was not what she wanted. After all, she was a jonin, and it was too ugly to draw with a little kid. Faced with Yi Kang's continuous strong attack, Tien Kun Hao could only continue to use his strange strength skills to add explosive power to block, and he didn't even have the chance to speak. In the end, there was no suspense, and there was no possibility of explosion. Tien Kun Hao was knocked to the ground cleanly, and then Yi Kang rode on him, and the sharp edge of the kunai was also against his throat. You lost. The smile on the corner of his lips became stronger. Although this battle was short, it was still quite enjoyable. The swordsmanship of the Hidden Cloud Village was indeed extraordinary. No, it's a draw. Tamura Hao looked a little weird, but still insisted that it was a draw. Yi Kang was puzzled by this. How could you have the courage to say a draw when this lady has suppressed you? Tamura Hao didn't say anything, just watched quietly. It has to be said that it is still very good to look up at a woman from below, at least it looks a lot more majestic visually. As for being suppressed by a woman, although it is shameful, if it is such a posture, it is not unacceptable. Yi Kang soon noticed something unusual, and felt that the place where he sat was uneven. Was there any ninja tool hidden? He was a little confused at first, and then his fair and pretty face suddenly became pinker as if he thought of something, and he immediately jumped up and cursed. Shameless. I said it was a draw. Tamura Hao got up, and was helpless about his body's reaction. After all, he was in adolescence, and because of the stimulation of chakra, his body matured more precociously, and he could not withstand stimulation due to years of collecting materials and creating works, so it was completely an instinctive reaction just now. Little pervert. Yi Kang cursed with a red face and then used the instant body technique to leave. It was really embarrassing. The Anbu ninja hiding in the dark was full of envy, jealousy and hatred, and wanted to replace him. Not to mention Yi Kang's shame and anger, Tamura Hao on the other side stayed in the training ground for 3 hours before going home. There is no way. This body is too hot-blooded. In addition, it has been trained by collecting materials and creating works for many years. Once the anger comes up, it cannot be suppressed in a short time. He doesn't want to go home like that, and be regarded as a pervert. He took a cold shower as soon as he got home, and then read the scroll of chakra line training skills, which was very rewarding. The strength and toughness of the chakra lines trained with these skills will be greatly improved, and it will be more difficult to be destroyed. The swinging force will also be greater. You can even use the chakra silk thread to connect the surrounding objects like Spider-Man to move quickly, avoid attacks from others, or pull others over. Tamura Hao was very satisfied with this harvest. It was worth it for him to take the risk of pretending to be cool and be targeted by Luo Sha. Although he had cultivated chakra lines before and trained his flexibility with code words, the strength was much worse and it was easy to be cut off. Now with the chakra silk thread training skills of the Sand Village, this shortcoming can be made up. Why hasn't that guy come yet? Master Danzo is waiting for my information. If his delay makes Master Danzo doubt my efficiency, it will be a pitfall. Sure enough, I still have to find a chance to omit that connection and get a way to directly connect with Master Danzo. Tamura Hao, who is increasingly looking forward to the war in the land of whirlpools, thought of the person who connected the line and was very dissatisfied with him. With such low efficiency, when will Master Danzo become Hokage? Fortunately, he didn't have to wait for long. The delivery man came again. Tamura Hao welcomed him in, sat on the sofa, opened the sealed lid, and looked at the barbecue filled with sauce inside. He was quite satisfied, much better than the ramen last time. I have found 2 valuable pieces of information, one about the war and the other about the tailed beast. While eating barbecue, Tamura Hao took out 2 scrolls that had been prepared long ago and handed one over. The middle-aged man looked at the scroll that Tianqun Hao was holding without saying much. He picked up the one that was pushed over and opened it to read quickly, his face becoming more and more solemn. The main target is Konaha. After reading the information, the middle-aged man looked gloomy. Although the information recorded in it is very scattered and not accurate, it can be combined to roughly deduce the strategic goals of the Hidden Cloud Village. One of the important points is that the Hidden Cloud Village seems to be very interested in the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan and may find an opportunity to snatch it on the battlefield. The Thunder God Sword is a top-level ninja tool. If you want to get your information, you have to be equal. Looking at the information scroll that the boy was holding, the middle-aged man said meaningfully. The value of this information is only higher than the one you have seen. Tamura Hao continued to eat barbecue while casually replying, and at the same time pasted a detonating talisman on the scroll, indicating that you don't want to snatch it. Seeing the boy's actions, the middle-aged man's forehead was full of black lines. He had never seen such an arrogant subordinate, and he didn't look like he was cultivated from the roots. Finally, he took out a portion of blood that had been prepared long ago, and used it as a medium to perform spiritualism, summoning a fierce dog. The fierce dog held something in its mouth, which was exactly the Thunder God Sword that Tianqun Hao wanted. Without saying much, he put the Thunder God Sword on the coffee table. The middle-aged man took the intelligence scroll that the boy had pressed, carefully removed the detonating talisman, opened it and looked at it, his face suddenly solemn. Tianqun Hao also took the Thunder God Sword, injected chakra into it, and was very satisfied with the condensed lightning blade. Although it was only 1 inch long, it was enough to prove that it was the real thing. With the help of this ninja tool, plus the blessing of the Golden Finger, I will definitely be able to quickly complete the nature change training of the Thunder attribute, and my own strength will also be greatly improved. Sure enough, Danzo-sama will not let me down. He can even get the relics of the second-generation Hokage. He is worthy of being the first-generation Nabekage of the ninja world. By the way, does Danzo-sama have any good treasures in his hands now? While thinking about things, he quickly grilled the box of meat. Tianqunhao wiped his mouth with a tissue and said seriously, "Tell Danzo-sama that I will bring him enough value. Please don't send Nono to perform dangerous tasks. The necessary bond must be deepened, so that Danzo-sama can be more assured and trustful of me. I will report your words to Danzo-sama." The middle-aged man looked at the boy in front of him unexpectedly. He didn't know the existence of Nono, but it seemed to be a good bond. As a spy outside, you need a bond to tie you up so that you can work more attentively for Danzo-sama. After saying that, he turned around and prepared to leave, and pass the information to Danzo as soon as possible. Take these garbage away, you have stayed too long, you have to disguise yourself. Also, your tone and eyes are still the same, I don't like it very much. As a punishment, send the ninja beast barbecue next time, otherwise I don't know if I will forget some key information. Tamura Hao said. He didn't like the other party's commanding tone and eyes. Really thought you were my boss. My boss is only Danzo. Also, the barbecue just now was just ordinary pork, and the taste was not very good. You should know that the most famous thing in the Land of Thunder is beef. Although it is very expensive abroad, it is still okay in the Land of Thunder, especially in the Hidden Cloud Village. This guy used cheap pork to fool me, and he didn't take me seriously. This guy definitely swallowed the activity funds issued by Danzo. As Danzo's most loyal henchman, he must make him spit it out with interest. In this world, only I, Tien, can swallow up the funds issued by Danzo-sama, even the inheritance, and there must be no second person. We must find an opportunity to get a direct line to Danzo-sama, or even directly to Danzo-sama, so as to reduce the risk of exposure. Otherwise, if this guy betrays Danzo-sama, it will definitely cause huge losses to Danzo-sama. As the best intelligence officer of the route, Tien-sama can't fall for such a guy. Kid, don't go too far. The middle-aged man couldn't help it. Throwing garbage is fine, but you actually want the barbecue of ninja beasts. Do you know how expensive it is? 2 servings. Tianqunhao doubled his expressionless face, and the middle-aged man became even more angry. 3 servings. Kid. Finally, he compromised, gritted his teeth and put the empty barbecue box into the garbage bag and left. Are they really going to attack the Uzumaki clan? In an underground base in Konaha, Shimura Danzo looked at the intelligence he had just obtained, his expression extremely solemn. Go and ask the Hokage to come over, and say there is something important to discuss. After thinking for a while, Shimura Danzo ordered. Soon a root ninja left, and soon Sarutobi Hiruzen arrived. What happened? Sarutobi Hiruzen also looked serious. He knew this friend. If it was a normal matter, he would take the initiative to come to the Hokage building to talk about it, but this time he asked him to come, it must be a very special matter. This is the information obtained from Kumogakure. Shimura Danzo handed over the 2 pieces of information. The Byakugan of the Hyuga clan, the Uzumaki sealing technique, and the Kumogakure and Sandgakure have joined forces. After reading the 2 pieces of information, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked even more solemn, and analyzed 3 key points from them, especially the first 2 points, which were in line with the style of Kumogakure. It is definitely not just the Cloud Village and the Sand Village that have the same idea about the Uzumaki sealing technique. The Rock Village and the Mist Village that have the tailed beasts must also have ideas. Although according to the existing intelligence, they seem to have the tailed beast Jinchuriki, but they often go berserk. This is because the sealing technique is not strong enough. They must want to obtain the sealing technique that can perfectly seal the tailed beast. This is an opportunity for us, and it is also the last chance for the Uzumaki clan. Shimura Danzo's eyes are sharp and cold. He needs to get Hiruzen's authorization to lead more Anbu ninjas to the Land of Whirlpools to eliminate the hidden dangers of the Uzumaki clan. It is enough for the Konaha family to have the sealing technique that can perfectly seal the tailed beasts, and there is no need for the existence of a second family. Sarutobi Hiruzen did not respond immediately. He took out the pipe and lit it and smoked quietly, thinking. He knew what his old friend meant. In these years, he also invited the Uzumaki clan to migrate to Konaha 3 times in the name of Hokage, so that they could obtain all the sealing techniques of the Uzumaki clan, and he could also have more trump cards. But his kindness was rejected by the Uzumaki clan. Now the 4 major ninja villages have set their sights on the Uzumaki clan. If the 4 major ninja villages obtain the Uzumaki sealing technique and create a perfect-tailed beast Jinchuriki like Mito-sama, it will be a big problem. Mito-sama is not young anymore. The village needs a young 9-tails Jinchuriki. After a long while, Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke out a goal that must be completed. It is not easy to become a tailed beast Jinchuriki. Not only does it require a perfect sealing technique, but it also requires a huge amount of chakra. Especially since they have the strongest 9 tails, the requirements for Jinchuriki are even more stringent. Currently, only people from the Uzumaki clan can be competent, and they must be direct members. I will bring back the best Jinchuriki. Shimura Danzo smiled more. He was waiting for this, and he knew that Hiruzen would definitely agree. In fact, he understood Sarutobi Hiruzen's thoughts very well. Although he had invited the Uzumaki clan to migrate to Konaha 3 times before, he knew that Hiruzen didn't want the entire Uzumaki clan to migrate here. The problem lies in the 9 tails Jinchuriki. At this stage, only the direct lineage members of the Uzumaki clan can be competent for the 9 tails Jinchuriki. If the entire Uzumaki clan migrates here, will the 9 tails belong to the village or the Uzumaki clan? At this stage, Mito-sama as the 9 tails Jinchuriki has made the Senju clan so arrogant. At that time, Hiruzen's position as Hokage was almost not stable, and they have not been very happy in the past few years. If the Uzumaki clan comes, the Senju clan, who have always had a marriage relationship with them, will be in trouble. At that time, the 9 tails is in the Uzumaki clan, that is, in the hands of the Senju clan, which is too dangerous. So it is best for the Uzumaki clan to disappear as a whole, leaving one person as the 9 tails Jinchuriki. But this kind of thing cannot be done by Hiruzen, he has to do it himself. In Konaha, Hiruzen is the leaf bathing in the sun, and I am the root in the darkness. If they are still stubborn and don't know how to adapt, be more covert when you attack, and never leave any traces. Finally, he reminded solemnly that Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't have much patience for the Uzumaki clan, but Lord Mito was still alive after all, and some things couldn't be done too obviously, otherwise there would be big problems. Do you need to remind me? Glancing sideways, Shimura Danzo naturally understood this truth, and this action must not be exposed. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't care about Danzo's attitude, knowing that his friend was just like this, and he must still be brooding over the incident that year. They have been partners for decades, and even the Sarutobi family and the Shimura family have been allies for many years in the Warring States period, and they have often cooperated in combat. The wind escape of the Shimura family can be perfectly integrated with the Hauyan Jutsu of their Sarutobi family, which greatly increases the power. He and Danzo grew up together since childhood, and they have a life and death friendship. You swapped the teacher's Thunder God sword a few days ago. Is it related to this information? Then he asked about another matter. A few days ago, Shimura Danzo suddenly went to the Hokage building to check the information and relics left by the teacher. He was curious and went to take a look and found that the teacher's Thunder God sword had been swapped. He was puzzled at that time. It was really incomprehensible that his friend would do such a thing. Now he suddenly got such important information, and it was obtained from the Hidden Cloud village, which made him have some speculations. That's not what you should care about. Looking at his friend, Shimura Danzo would not tell the truth. That was also his trump card at this stage. Although he was very unhappy with the kid's courage and style, he could understand it. I'm afraid only this kind of personality can make it in a place like the Hidden Cloud village. Being cautious is not the mainstream style of the Hidden Cloud village. With the kid's intelligence, his status in the Hidden Cloud village will definitely continue to improve in the future. If he can solve the problem of chakra qualifications, he may become a senior member of the Hidden Cloud village. He can even arrange a few merits for that kid, such as the information about the Uchiha clan who went to the Land of Lightning to fight, so that he can improve faster and higher in the Hidden Cloud village, so that he can get more information. For such talented and smart people, he is still very tolerant. Seeing that Danzo was unwilling to say more, Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't ask any more, but he knew in his heart that this friend must have planted a good person in the hidden cloud village, and his status must be not low. This is a good thing. Among the 5 major ninja villages, only the hidden cloud village is a pure fighting faction, advocating external attacks and robbing, and it poses the greatest threat to their Konaha. Even the teacher died at the hands of the hidden cloud village. It was a good thing to plant a high-level spy there. Take care of your people and don't cause any trouble. We finally managed to get some of the teacher's legacy. It's not good to spread the news of the theft now. He reminded solemnly that the matter of the Thunder God's sword could be big or small. If the Senju clan used it to make trouble, it would be very troublesome. Now that the Ninja World War is about to begin, he doesn't want any trouble to happen in Konaha. Are you teaching me how to do things? Shimura Danzo glanced at him again, and he was still very confident in the kid. After all, he had the other party's bond in his hand. The knife is not afraid of being sharp, as long as you can hold the handle. Seeing his old friend full of confidence, Sarutobi Hiruzen also felt relieved, and then his expression changed, and he said in a flattering tone, "Azang, lend me another few tens of thousands of ryo. Are you going to buy those messy books again?" Shimura Danzo's eyes were full of undisguised contempt and disdain. He knew this old friend's hobby very well, and he had borrowed money from him many times in the past few years. You called me Danzo before, but now you call me Azang. What do you think of me, Shimura Danzo? No, I just want to buy some good tobacco leaves. You know, Bawako doesn't like me smoking, and doesn't give me money to buy cigarettes. Sarutobi Hiruzen decisively rejected it. How could he, Sarutobi Hiruzen, read such filthy books? The story of the doorman, Mr. Sarutobi, in the drawer of his office was definitely not his. Chapter 31. Sarutobi Hiruzen left the root base to make coordinated arrangements, first secretly mobilizing the Junin within the family and some trusted Anbu ninjas to go to Shimura Danzo's route. Shimura Danzo also brought out all the ninjas who had reached the Jonin level from his family, plus the elites he cultivated and recruited with the help of his roots, adding up to a total of hundreds of people. This operation focuses on concealment. It is difficult to hide if there are too many people. 100 people is already the limit. At the same time, Sarutobi Hiruzen also forged some information and summoned the heads of the major ninja clans for a meeting. Let's take a look at this information first. After everyone arrived, Sarutobi Hiruzen asked the Anbu ninja to distribute the formed information. Everyone looked serious as they looked through the information they had obtained. A large number of ninja traces have been found on several borders. Have they joined forces? The Senju clan leader put down the information and looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen solemnly. This possibility cannot be ruled out. Sarutobi Hiruzen also had a serious expression. Although some of the information was false, there was also a lot of truth in it. The 4 major ninja villages have also been prepared for the war long ago, and Konaha will be their main target, just like the last ninja war. After receiving Sarutobi Hiruzen's response, everyone couldn't help but fall silent. They don't like war very much, because people have to die. Even if most of the dead are civilians with weak legs, their ninja clan will inevitably suffer a lot of casualties. But at this time, people had already started to mobilize troops, and they had to take action. We must not let the war spread to the territory of the Land of Fire. The enemy must be blocked, otherwise it will be difficult for the daimyo to explain. Seeing that no one spoke, Sarutobi Hiruzen made rigid targets for the next war strategy, and he must not be invaded by the enemy. No one had any objections to this, and there was nothing they could say. This was also the meaning of the existence of the ninja village. It was decided when the one village one country ninja village system was established, and no one could change it. Next to the combat distribution, we need to send elite troops to the front line as quickly as possible, occupy the favorable terrain first and establish a defense line to prevent the other party from breaking into the territory of the Fire Country, and at the same time buy time for our ninja troops to arrive at the front line. The battlefields with the Kingdom of Earth should be in the Kingdom of Rain and the Kingdom of Grass, which are suitable for the Thousand Hands clan who mainly have earth and water attributes to fight. Quote. Sarutobi Hiruzen continued to speak, his eyes falling on the Senju clan leader. The Senju clan leader did not refuse and nodded. Although the opponent was a great ninja village, the Senju clan had nothing to fear in a fight in that kind of place, let alone their mother. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the Uchiha clan leader and continued, the second is the direction of Kumogakure village. The ninjas in Kumogakure village are good at ninjutsu, especially the thunder release ninjutsu, which is very fast. Uchiha's Sharingan can very restrained. The Uchiha clan leader nodded to Hiruzen Sarutobi to accept. It was indeed the most suitable for them to fight against the Kumo ninja who was proficient in ninjutsu. There was nothing to say about this. Then looking at the head of the Hyuga clan, Sarutobi Hiruzen continued, the second is the battlefield in the direction of Kurigakure village. Their best attack method is to assassinate under the cover of Kurigakure's art. The Byakugan of the Hyuga clan can do it very well. To carry out countermeasures, and for the sake of war, Hyuga ninjas need to be assigned to assist on several other fronts. Quote. The head of the Hyuga clan nodded and accepted the job. The Sarutobi and Shimura clan will block the front lines in the direction of Sunagakure village. In addition, different numbers of ninja troops will be deployed to support each front according to the needs of the battle. In the end, Hiruzen Sarutobi took over Sunagakure village on behalf of the Sarutobi family and the Shimura clan. As Hokage, he must lead by example. If he really doesn't stand out, these ninjas will not agree. Sure enough, seeing that Sarutobi Hiruzen finally asked the Sarutobi family to fight, the expressions of the clan leaders softened a little. I'm really afraid that the Sarutobi family will hide behind them. That would be too disgusting and their thoughts would not be clear. After the clan leaders of each ninja clan went back to hold a clan meeting to discuss some matters, they began to prepare supplies. The next day, the elites of the clan set out to rush to the borders to set up defense lines. The war has not officially started yet. This time, they mainly occupied some dangerous terrain, established defense lines, and cleared out the other party's spies that had infiltrated. The risk was not great. This is also the main reason why the major ninja clans readily agreed, and the village will send large troops to follow up later, instead of letting them fight against the major ninja villages individually. They can't take the initiative, but pure defense is much easier. This big movement in Konaha caused the entire ninja world to be alert, and the 4 major ninja villages were even more confused. What the hell is Konaha doing? In the meeting hall of the Tsuchikage building in Iwagakure village, everyone did not understand this. Although they had sent troops to approach the country of fire to contain Konaha and prepare for the attack on the country of Whirlpool, they had not yet started. Perhaps our plan against the Uzumaki clan has been exposed. Onoki, who had been thinking for a long time, said something, with some guesses in his mind. But if it is exposed, shouldn't Konaha concentrate its forces in the kingdom of Uzumaki to fight against us? Konaha and Uzushio Hidden Village have been allies for many years, and the first Hokage's wife was born in the Uzumaki clan. Z didn't understand this and didn't agree with Onoki's guess. Onoki was too lazy to pay attention to the idiot, glanced at everyone present, and said in a deep voice, I'm afraid there will be variables in the war in the Whirlpool Kingdom. Konaha may be our enemy, or it may be our friend. The specific situation is dead man, you will adapt to the situation when the time comes. At the end, he looked at the middle-aged man on his left, who was also his confidant and the commander of the Whirlpool Country War. Yes, Lord Tsuchikage, I understand. Zisirin reacted and quickly stood up to answer, with a smile on his face. What a surprise. The people present also reacted, all with smiles on their faces. It seems that our strongest Hokage has a hard time in Konaha. What the strongest? The 3 generations of the 5 major ninja villages are the strongest in history, and his strongest is water. No wonder the Senju clan was sent to us. We are indeed far away from the Whirlpool country. Even if the Senju clan wants to go over to support us, it will be too late. Several people laughed, with mockery on their faces. What a good Hokage. Z, you go with him just in case. Onoki still remained calm, thinking about it and looking at Z. Although he looked down on this guy's brain, his strength was very strong. Although the seal of the tailed beast is not perfect, he can control it well. He also uses the chakra of the 4-tailed beast to fuse his own melting escape. If he does not use the dust escape, he cannot beat the current Z. It is not an exaggeration to say that he is the second strongest person in the village. With Z in charge, he can feel more at ease. Although Z is still confused, he can only nod and agree when he sees Onoki giving the order. Although he does not like Onoki's ideas, he also loves the village, and this time the plan of the country of whirlpools is also related to him. If he can get a stronger and more suitable sealing technique, he can better suppress the four-tailed beast. That big guy is not easy to get along with. If you are not careful, he will be eroded by his chakra and go out of control, which will cause considerable losses to the village every time. The Sand Village and the Mist Village have also made the same arrangements and increased their investment in the war of the country of whirlpools. Although it is just a guess, it is better to believe it than not. They must get the sealing technique of the Uzumaki clan, so that they can create a perfect Jinchuriki like the first Hokage's wife, and perfectly control the power of the tailed beast. Konaha already has a perfect Jinchuriki, and the strongest 9 tails, so they must also have their own perfect Jinchuriki. The changes in Konaha have further accelerated the alliance of the 4 major ninja villages against the Whirlpool country, and they have also sent troops to the Whirlpool country more quickly. The key to this battle is to fight quickly and decisively. After getting the sealing technique of the Whirlpool clan, they should leave immediately and must not confront Konaha on a large scale. Now is not the time. They have to wait until they have the perfect Jinchuriki before they can confront Konaha head-on. Among them, the first to send people from the Hidden Cloud village was led by the assistant of the Raikage, Dodai. Lord Dodai, you said before that Kinkaku and Ginkaku sealed the 6 paths ninja tools with spiritual summons, and outsiders cannot unseal them, but the sealing technique of the Whirlpool clan is the strongest in the current ninja world. Can they unseal it? Standing on the deck, Tamura Hao expressed an idea. Ever since he realized the auxiliary effect of the Thunder God Sword on cultivation, he has been thinking about the banana fan. The Thunder God Sword can only be transformed into thunder attributes, but the banana fan can ignore its own chakra attributes and transform into 5 attributes of wind, fire, thunder, water and earth, which is much stronger. Although he only has 1 lightning attribute, it is only an innate attribute. He can cultivate other attributes through acquired efforts. At most, it is a little more difficult, and the power of the released ninjutsu is a little smaller and the consumption is a little greater. If possible, he hopes to cultivate all chakra attributes, so it is very important to have a banana fan with 5 chakra attribute changes. At this stage, they don't have the impure world reincarnation, and they can't revive Kinkaku and Ginkaku to summon the 6 paths ninja tools, but they can think of a way from the summoning seal. Dodai didn't say anything, thinking seriously about the feasibility of this proposal. Do you have Kinkaku and Ginkaku's body tissue with you? After thinking for a long time, he asked, and was very tempted by this proposal. Kinkaku and Ginkaku's body tissue is their only medium at this stage. If the Uzumaki clan has the ability to unseal, they should also need their body tissue as a medium, especially the summoning type of seal. I left the heart with me. Tamura Hao took out the heart sealed in the 2 nutrient cans, and took out a blank sealing scroll to stimulate the sealing spell engraved on it with chakra to seal it in. His family didn't have any confidentiality measures, so he couldn't feel at ease leaving the treasure there, so he had to carry it with him. Luckily, several pieces of his armor were engraved with sealing spells, which could store some things, such as the 1,000 high-quality detonating talismans he spent a huge amount of money to buy before coming. Originally, he wanted to buy 10,000 pieces, but unfortunately they had a limited purchase policy. As for the heart that was left behind, he was ready to hook up with Kakuzu when he had the chance. A local tyrant with superpowers like him likes people who love small money the most. You can try. Tatoi raised his hand to take the sealing scroll and put it in his arms, and decided to take it with him to try. Anyway, there would be no loss if it failed. Once it succeeded, he could get back the 4 6 paths ninja tools. If it is used in this war, it will definitely hit other ninja villages hard. Especially the Uzumaki clan is born with huge chakra, which is definitely more enjoyable to use. And if the Uzumaki clan takes action, they can also pull hatred on our behalf and reduce the hostility of other ninja villages towards our Hidden Cloud village. Our 4-party ninja army commanders will have a meeting in the Whirlpool Kingdom. You should also go there to broaden your horizons and see the big figures of other ninja villages. They should be your future opponents. Suddenly remembering the agreement of the meeting, Tutai signaled Tamura Hao to follow. Although this child worships the 3rd generation as his teacher, his chakra talent is too touching, and his future achievements will not be very high. He and the 3rd generation value this child's brain more. He plans to train him as a successor. Their hidden cloud village also needs such a person who is good at thinking. Bringing him around like this can help him learn more. Meeting. Tamura Hao was surprised. Is there another meeting? We only had a brief agreement before, but this time Konaha's performance was too intense, which may cause some variables. Touch-Eye grinned and chuckled. The changes in Konaha came from the intelligence they gave to Shimura Danzo. The core of ninja war is intelligence warfare. The effect of a piece of intelligence is far greater than the combat performance of a strong man, and the harvest will be much greater. Of course, it does not mean that the strong are not important. The necessary combat power must be available so that one can keep their own harvest. We must grasp both hands and both hands must be strong. Konaha is now the public enemy of the entire ninja world. Tamura Hao also smiled. This is what he is willing to see. If Konaha can be destroyed in World War II, it will be better. The subsequent original plot will be gone directly, and he can harvest a huge amount of destiny power. He needs more destiny power to activate the power of the Golden Finger, not only to bless the comprehension to assist in cultivation, but also to assist Kagaya's phantom to swallow chakra and improve, so as to reach the level of being able to swallow and refine those branded phantoms as soon as possible. The power of destiny comes from the changes to the original plot, even the collapse. The bigger the change, the better. However, Konaha is really strong. Even if F4 continues to make trouble in the future, it will still be Konaha's one-man show when the fourth war comes. The other 4 ninja villages are just foils. In the final stage, the others don't even have the qualifications to be on the screen. Even the dead resurrected by the impure world reincarnation are the strongest in Konaha. The foundation is too strong. Tsuchida stared at the sea in front of him and sighed. The first generation of Hokage wanted to create a situation of one super and many strong to balance the ninja world, just like a ninja village should be led by a shadow, but the contradictions between ninja villages are far greater than the contradictions between the major ninja clans in a village, so it is destined to be unsuccessful. Even a balanced structure that adds the power of the tailed beasts as a deterrent is not enough, and may even be counterproductive. It can only be said that neither the first Hokage nor the second Hokage is talented in dealing with the political system, which is too natural. Quote, he is a specialized intelligent talent. He is not only concerned with external planning, but also pays attention to internal development. He is an internal affairs and logistics management type and can see many problems. The second Hokage has done a lot. Tamura Hao feels that the second Hokage is still a bit inexperienced, and not all his talents are focused on the development of forbidden arts. That's because you haven't been to the Daming Palace. Both the ninja school and the Anbu system are actually imitating the structure of the Daming Palace. There are special schools in the Daming Mansion to train talents, and there are also special personnel under the Daming's command to do some shady things. The so-called guardian ninja is only a force on the surface. The daimyo has never trusted us ninjas from the beginning to the end. How could he give his power and authority to our ninja village to control? Quote. Dodai sneered. He didn't think the second Hokage's achievements in this area were anything remarkable. In the final analysis, he was just a ninja, not a politician. His talent and ability were not in this area. It's an imitation. Tamura Hao was stunned, and then suddenly realized that many things would make sense. Moreover, the Daming Fu system has been passed down for a long time. Even before Kagaya Otsutsuki came, it was a system that had been passed down in this world for thousands of years and had long been perfected. The ninja village system has only been around for a few decades. How can it possibly surpass a system that is thousands of years old in terms of perfection? It is only reasonable to refer to what other people say and imitate it. Moreover, it is only reasonable for the Daming Prefecture to have its own power that can intimidate the ninja village. Otherwise, the ninja village would have long been ignored by the ninja village, and it would even come to hold the emperor hostage to control the princes. The great man in the previous life once said that political power comes from the barrel of a gun. Political power must be based on force, so that it can be stable. Sure enough, the essence of a real world cannot be fully demonstrated by a set of comics. It's so wrong. Fukai, who was holding a ninja sword in his arms, looked at his students over there and felt that they were becoming more and more mysterious. He even got the corpses of the Golden Horn and the Silver Horn, and there were many abnormal behaviors. This was not something that could be obtained simply by having money. There are some secrets that cannot be told. Yui beside her shook her head. Firearms should never be mentioned. The more people know about it, the greater the risk of leakage. There is also the previous split-tailed beast Jinchuriki plan. Although the junior brother only provided simple ideas, there are still many difficulties to overcome in the specific implementation, but the most difficult thing about some things is that kind of inspiration. Just like a sentence written by my junior brother in those masterpieces, true genius is often 99% inspiration and 1% perspiration, which shows the importance of inspiration. This short period of time has brought great benefits to the village, and there will definitely be more in the future. It's not too late for them to treasure such a talent. Even this time, he and his eldest cousin Fukai came here to act as bodyguards for their junior brother. Seeing what his cousin said, it was hard for Fukai to ask, and as a ninja, you shouldn't have too much curiosity, you just need to do your job well. After such a silent and fast voyage, they arrived at a coast suitable for landing in the Kingdom of Whirlpool the next day. Thousands of Kumo ninja came ashore with various supplies and set up camp in a suitable place to wait for the next war. Tutai Tamura Hanori and 3 yellow-skinned Jonin put on the costumes of Konaha Anbu and took a detour towards Uzushiogakure village. Because someone had sent a greeting card to the great elder of the Uzumaki clan earlier, someone was waiting at the entrance of the village to lead Tutai directly to the great elder. This Uzumaki elder, Uzumaki Alo, is the person most opposed to Konaha in the Uzumaki clan. He is also the highest-ranking person in the Uzumaki clan after the death of Uzumaki Ashina. His voice in the Uzumaki clan even surpasses the current clan leader. As for Tamura Hao and the 3 Anbu Junin, they were left at the entrance of the village. Now is a sensitive period, and Uzushio Hidden Village refuses entry to all outsiders, especially ninjas. Tamura Hao didn't think there was anything wrong with this. He and the 3 Junin stood quietly at the entrance of the village and looked at the surrounding environment. And not long after, something embarrassing happened. 3 figures were sent out from the village by a Uzumaki ninja, dressed exactly like them, all in the style of Konaha Anbu. But they are obviously genuine, and cannot be compared to fakes like them who make temporary appearances. The atmosphere became awkward and dull for a while. The 2 sides stood facing each other at the entrance of the village. Several Uzumaki ninjas at the entrance of the village looked at both sides and saw some problems. Tamura Hao's eyes fell more on the boy whose whole body was covered except for his mouth. This outfit looks a bit familiar. Also, judging from their body shapes, the 3 of them should be relatively young, 2 men and 1 woman, which is a standard feature of Konaha. 2 of them are wearing masks, and the other one has wrapped himself tightly. Only 1 mouth was exposed. These 3 people should have come here to take away Uzumaki Kushina, but why did they send 3 young men and women over for such an important matter? Or is there something special about the identity of the 3 of them? Tamura Hao guessed the identities of the 3 people. He probably guessed the identity of the young man wrapped in the body. Because of this, he dared to conclude that the other person was from the side of Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo, but it was difficult to judge the other 2. However, judging from the positions of the 3 of them, the one from the Aburame family was standing at the back, and the boy was standing in the front, with a higher status. After thinking about the information about many ninja clans in Konaha, Tamura Hao had a rough guess in his mind. Go back and tell Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo not to have any small thoughts that they shouldn't have. The ninja war is coming. We don't want unpleasant things to happen within the village. Don't do anything unpleasant to us, otherwise there will be consequences. It's not something you can afford. Seeing that the other party was about to take action, Tamura Hao took a step forward and said coldly, with a sense of arrogance, as if he was looking down on the 3 people opposite him. Now please call me Kionju Hao. After hearing Tamura Hao's words, the eyes of the 3 people opposite him flickered, and the concentrated chakra finally dispersed. From the other party's words, they roughly guessed that they should be people sent by the Senju clan. The ANBU was proposed by the 2nd generation, and the original core members were from the Senju clan. Even now there are many members of the Forest Senju in the Anbu, so it is not surprising that these 4 people would appear. As expected, Father is not at ease over there, but unfortunately the outcome is already doomed. Tamura Hao pretended to look at it carefully, and then seemed to recognize the young man in charge, and sneered. So it's you. He actually sent you to the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Aren't you afraid that you will die here and let his white-haired people send black-haired people? Although the identity of the other party cannot be determined yet, judging from his body shape, he is most likely a young man, which proves that his status is not low. Otherwise, he would not be qualified to represent Konaha as an envoy to Uzushio. In this way, he can use words to deceive someone. Fraudulent. Seeing that his identity was revealed, Sarutobi Shinosuke, the leader, sighed and said, "You Senju of Mori have misunderstood my father too deeply." The Nadaime had his own considerations in passing on the position of Hokage to his father. You should not go against the will of the second generation. If it was really just a misunderstanding, how could the elites of our family be sent to the front line of the Kingdom of Earth at this time? It is too far away from the Kingdom of Whirlpool, and they cannot come in time to support now. Tamura Hao sneered and said that he was now a member of the Senju of the forest, and he said in his heart that it was true. What he said just now was just a test and deception, to lure the other party to reveal his identity information. Now it seems that he is indeed the son of Hokage. This identity is indeed qualified to serve as a representative to Uzushio Hidden Village. Although the three Kumogakure Anbu behind were confused, they still stood in a cooperative position, with fierce eyes and kunai ninja swords in their hands, looking ready to start a fight. You have too deep a misunderstanding of Hokage-sama. No matter what Hokage-sama does, you will think wrong. The girl couldn't help but say, very dissatisfied with Tamura Hao's words. It's you who have misunderstood Sarutobi Hiruzen. The Sarutobi Hiruzen of 20 years ago is no longer the same as the Sarutobi Hiruzen of now. The poison of power is the most terrifying poison in the world and can corrode anyone's will. Sarutobi Hiruzen's will of fire has deteriorated, and under his leadership Konaha will only continue to weaken, eventually losing its position of power over other ninja villages. Quote. The sneer remained, and Tamura Hao became more and more devoted now. Commonly known as, "It's time to enter the drama." At the same time, he was secretly guessing the identity of the girl. The girl looked at Sarutobi Shinosuke many times before, and her eyes were not right, which proved that the relationship was unusual. Are they a couple? Or is she the future mother of Sarutobi Konohamaru? Who is Sarutobi Konohamaru's mother? I recalled the Hokage I had seen in my previous life, but I didn't have much impression. It seemed that there was only one who was Sarutobi Hiruzen's right-hand man and a senior Anbu figure, and the others were gone. He even learned the name of Sarutobi Shinosuke from Dodai. From Dodai, he learned about the important figures in the 5 great ninja villages. The son of the Hokage was naturally the top priority. You are the ones who have been corrupted. Sarutobi Shinosuke firmly denied it, and he was also very dissatisfied with this person's approach of calling his father by his first name, and at the same time he guessed the other person's identity. There is no doubt that he is a member of the Thousand Hands clan, and his status is definitely not low, but none of the characters he knows can be matched in his mind. Is he a hidden figure of the Senju clan? The girl was also dissatisfied, but she couldn't get angry. She could only explain seriously. The Senju clan has already produced 2 Hokages. If 3 Hokages appear one after another, it will inevitably arouse the dissatisfaction of the major ninja clans in the village. It is not convenient for them. It will make Konoha fall apart. It was out of this consideration that the second generation passed the position of Hokage to the third generation. Moreover, the Sandaime has accepted Tsunade-sama as his disciple. With the prestige of the Senju clan in the village, the 4th Hokage must belong to Tsunade-sama. Why are you so impatient? Quote. I've only heard that people with big breasts are brainless, but I didn't expect that people without breasts are also brainless. Tamura Hao looked at the girl with a look of idiocy, especially the girl's chest with not very obvious curves. This remark really stimulated the girl. No woman can tolerate such irony. Clang. Little devil, I have tolerated you for a long time. The girl pointed the ninja sword behind her back at the boy wearing a mask opposite her, and gnashed her teeth in hatred. No matter how good her temper is, she can't stand this kind of stimulation. Seiko. Sarutobi Shinosuke hurriedly pressed the girl's wrist, and they couldn't fight here. Their mission was to take away the new generation of Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. They had already discussed it with the head of the Uzumaki clan. Later, the head of the Uzumaki clan would send someone to take his granddaughter to Konaha in person. This time, they couldn't mess it up. After all, the other party was an important figure of the Senju clan, and the Senju clan and the Uzumaki clan were in-laws and were one. Fighting the direct descendants of the Senju clan in the hidden Uzushio village is like fighting against the Uzumaki clan's reputation, which is a big problem. Now the primary task is to receive the new generation of Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, and no extraneous matters can be caused. Tamura Hao crossed his arms and ignored the girl's anger. I am now a direct descendant of the Senju clan of the forest. This is the clan land of the Uzumaki clan, which is related to us for generations. Do you dare to do it? You have said that the major ninja clans in the village do not want the Senju clan to have another Hokage. Will the Sarutobi Shimura clan agree? Your major clans have created the current high-level officials in the village and control many important departments and positions. Are you willing to give up the power and interests you have obtained? Even if you are willing, will the Ino Shikacho and other ninja clans who have been mixed with you for a long time agree? Based on our understanding of Sarutobi Hiruzen, he will most likely find a genius from the civilians who has no ties to cultivate him to become the fourth Hokage, become his puppet, and continue to maintain the interests of your group. Jirai, the chances of Orochimaru and Tsunade becoming the fourth Hokage are higher than those of Orochimaru. No, Orochimaru is too powerful and has too strong a personality to be a qualified puppet. It should be a fool like Jiraiya, or his disciple, but not Tsunade. If Tsunade wants to take the throne, she must wait until Sarutobi Hiruzen dies. You just said that you want Tsunade to take the throne. Is your brain as flat as your chest, or do you want to insult my IQ? Quote. Tamura Hao did not hide his hostility towards Sarutobi Hiruzen and the three people on the opposite side. This is the position of their Senju family. The Uzumaki ninjas at the entrance of the village were a little confused. They didn't expect to see such a big show, and the situation in Konaha seemed very complicated. The girl's chest rose and fell violently due to anger, making her chest, which was not much curved, look better. Seiko, they have already made up their minds and cannot be persuaded. We can only use time to prove their prejudices wrong. Sarutobi Shinosuke sighed and said in a helpless tone, but in his heart he was murderous towards the kid opposite. Let's go. Without saying anything more, after looking at the hateful kid, Sarutobi Shinosuke took the two away. Before leaving, the girl still glared at someone hatefully, and it looked like she wanted to skin him alive. Tamura Hao provocatively puffed out his chest, which made the girl even angrier. If she hadn't been pulled by Sarutobi Shinosuke, she would have wanted to draw her sword and chop him. I've never seen such a hateful kid. Watching the three people leaving, Tamura Hao turned his head to look at the Uzumaki ninjas who were monitoring them, expressing his dissatisfaction. Why can Sarutobi Hiruzen's son enter the hidden Uzushio village, but we, as representatives of the Senju clan, are stopped outside the village? Could it be that the Uzumaki clan, seeing that our Senju clan has lost its Hokage, wants to form a new in-law partnership with the Sarutobi clan? Originally, he simply wanted to disguise himself as a Konaha Anbu to cover up his identity, but now he can only disguise himself as a member of the Senju clan of the forest. Don't talk nonsense. Our Uzumaki clan has extraordinary perception ability and can sense the chakra of others. Your chakra is not the chakra of the Senju clan of the forest at all. A middle-aged ninja said indifferently. This was the main reason why he chose to stop the four people outside. Although the previous drama was good, chakra can't deceive people, especially the chakra of the Senju clan, he will never sense it wrong. It seems that you are really out of date. You don't even know the skills of chakra disguise. Tamura Hao said with a disappointed tone, and then connected with Keigaya's phantom, using Keigaya's phantom to simulate the chakra from Senju Tobarama. This is the ability he has studied from Keigaya's phantom during this period. It is similar to the disguise technique of White Zetsu. It swallows other people's chakra to simulate perfectly, making it difficult to distinguish. Although the chakra connection is not convenient due to the spiritual world, the effect is a little worse, but it can still be used to confuse other people's perception. Sure enough, after simulating the chakra of Senju Tobarama, the middle-aged ninja of the Uzumaki clan changed his face. He is very familiar with the chakra of the Senju clan, and it is also very special. It has amazing vitality. This feeling is not wrong. Sorry, I didn't see it before. Please follow me. After repeated sensing and confirmation, the middle-aged ninja said apologetically and invited Tamura Hao and the other four to enter the village. Since they are from the Senju clan, there is no problem. This is my first time in the Uzushio village. I was thinking of taking a look around here. I always heard Grandma Mito talk about the Uzushio village before. Tamura Hao walked towards the village, while fooling around, saying that he was Uzumaki Mito's junior. Sure enough, after hearing Tamura Hao talk about Uzumaki Mito, several Uzumaki ninjas became closer. The three Anbu Cloud ninjas looked at each other in confusion, and finally followed silently, paying more attention to the kid brought by Lord Dodai. Although the kid's strength was very weak, he also had his shining points, no wonder Lord Dodai valued him. In this way, Tamura Hao successfully sneaked into the Uzushio village, was taken to play around in the Uzushio village, and even entered the shrine dedicated to the god of death in the Uzushio village. Many hideous masks of the god of death were enshrined on the walls on both sides. Of course, the three Anbu ninjas were not allowed to enter such an important place, and they waited outside. Which branch of the Senju family are you from? At this time, an old man walked in and looked at the young man who was watching the masks of the god of death. Chief. The middle-aged man who brought Tamura Hao in hurriedly saluted. The visitor was their chief and village chief Uzumaki Masahiko. Uzumaki Masahiko waved his hand to signal him to leave, and his eyes never left the young man. He had just heard the report, including the verbal confrontation between the two sides at the entrance of the village. There was too much information revealed in it, but he was suspicious of the identity of this child. And my sister's letter did not say that anyone from the Senju family was sent. If you count seriously, I should be considered a member of the Tobarama lineage. Tamura Hao said as he took off his mask and raised his hand to wipe his hair. The original black short hair turned white, and at the same time simulated the chakra of Senju Tobarama again. Since he had a head of white hair, he naturally had to make good use of it. Before, he only used the transformation technique to make partial changes to hide his identity. This is a sophisticated application of the transformation technique. The initial transformation technique requires a full body change, but if the chakra control is sufficient, a partial transformation can be performed, which not only consumes less energy but is also not easy to be detected. For example, only the face shown to the outside can be changed, and the clothes can be replaced with real ones. How can you have Tobarama's chakra? Sensing the familiar chakra, Uzumaki Masahiko was even more confused. Everyone's chakra is different, not only the property problem, but also the deeper reasons. Even the chakra between father and son and brothers will be different. He is familiar with Tobarama Senju's chakra and will never sense it wrongly. Who is this person? Tamura Hao calmly said, you can think of me as a part of Tobarama or a continuation. He did a lot of research back then, including the cell cloning experiment, and wanted to recreate Hashirama, and his new individuals are used to ensure the status of Kionju and avoid weakening due to the lack of top experts. Unfortunately, he died in the Kingdom of Thunder before he could complete his research, and I am the immature work he left behind. Quote. This was the rhetoric he had thought of before. After understanding that Konaha had sent someone to communicate with the Uzumaki clan, he knew that Uzumaki Kushina was about to be sent to Konaha. You must seize this opportunity, trick the protagonist's mother away, cut off the chance of the Naruto protagonist being born, or change the identity of the protagonist's mother. If Uzumaki Naruto's birth is determined and cannot be changed, then changing the secondary factors will definitely gain a lot of power of destiny. Uzumaki Masahiko was stunned, and it took him a while to come back to his senses. Is Tobarama's research already taboo to this extent? He knew that Senju Tobarama liked to study some forbidden ninjutsu, but he didn't expect that it was already so taboo. How are you doing, sister, these years? Thinking of that sister, Uzumaki Masahiko felt complicated inside. Material life is certainly very good, but spiritually it is not so good, especially since Sister Tsunade is addicted to Hashirama's gambling addiction, and she always loses every bet. If this continues, the family's fortune will be ruined by her. It's all gone, and now it's so notorious that it's hard to find a good husband, which makes Grandma Mito very angry. Tamura Hao complained, knowing that he couldn't reveal any flaws now. This old guy is not easy to fool. That girl Tsunade hasn't quit gambling yet. Masahiko Uzumaki smiled. He knew about this. That girl was really good at gambling, and her luck in gambling was terrible. As for the young man's confusing seniority title, he didn't pay much attention to it. After all, his identity was difficult to pin down. I prepared a cherry blossom cake that my sister likes to eat. You can take it back and give it to your sister when you leave. Suddenly saying something, Uzumaki Masahiko still had doubts about the identity of this young man. According to the report, the leader of this person's team went to find the Great Elder. You must know that the Great Elder is the most disgusted with Konaha, even the Senju clan. Moreover, the chakra of the three people outside did not have the vitality of the Senju clan, which felt very wrong. It's just that his temptation was obvious to Tamura Hao. Tamura Hao, who has the ability to sense good and evil, can control other people's emotions very well and can sense that the leader of the Uzumaki clan does not really trust him. Grandma Mito likes to eat cherry blossom cakes. I've never seen her eat them before. Expressing doubts, Tamura Hao said that he had never seen it before. Don't lie to me. I liked eating it when I was a kid, but maybe my appetite changed after I got married. Masahiko Uzumaki revealed it casually, but felt relieved. It seemed that he was really from the Senju clan and was very close to his sister. On the opposite side, feeling the growing goodwill of Uzumaki Masahiko, Tamura Hao secretly complained about this old guy's old-fashioned ways. This kind of testing plot has long been played out in movies and TV dramas in previous lives, and there is nothing new. Didn't your sister arrange for you to come here? Masahiko Uzumaki talked about business. These people must have something to do when they came to Uzumaki Hidden Village and approached the elder immediately. Tamura Hao also knew that the real drama was coming, and he showed a helpless expression and said, "There are many voices in the family. Grandma Mito's side tends to be stable. For this reason, she can continue to compromise until she is tested by those people. My party has seen the wolfish ambitions of Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others. The upcoming war in the ninja world will be a major crisis for both the Uzumaki clan and our Senju clan. On behalf of the Senju family, I would like to invite the Uzumaki clan to join Konaha, live with a Senju, and work together to plan the future. The most important thing is to control the nine tails. Whether in the ninja world or in Konaha, strong strength is the foundation of everything. The Senju clan has lost Hashirama and Tobarama, and has weakened too much. Now it is secretly guided by Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others and is ostracized and isolated by many ninja clans in the village. Mito's grandma is also old and has recently been obsessed with Kyuubi. Suppression is becoming more and more difficult, and it is very dangerous to continue like this. He combined the information he got from Dodai and his knowledge of Naruto to make up this rhetoric, which can definitely fool the old man. Uzumaki Masahiko was listening carefully, and his face became more solemn the more he listened. The problems in Konaha are more complicated and serious than I imagined. I can tell you with certainty that it is no accident that the elites of our clan were assigned to the front line of the Earth Kingdom, and it is also no coincidence that the four major ninja villages joined forces to besiege the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The Uzumaki clan can only survive by merging with our Senju, otherwise the race will be destroyed. In the end, Tamura Hao showed his dominance and determination to win over the Uzumaki clan. To put it simply, he was taking advantage of the opportunity to force him. This made Masahiko Uzumaki dissatisfied, feeling that he was taking advantage of the situation. Although the ninja armies of the four major ninja villages are strong, our Uzumaki Hidden Village is not weak either. This is our home and we will not go anywhere. Masahiko Uzumaki was very tough and must not show weakness at this time. It's a good thing to have confidence. I'll wait and see. However, I have to take the person away today. I must not let Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others get their hands on it. Tamura Hao smiled leisurely and said at the same time that the person he wanted to take away was the Nine Tails Jinchuriki you selected. After a moment of silence, Uzumaki Masahiko nodded in agreement. This was something that had been agreed upon, and his sister had also mentioned it in the letter. After finishing the business, Uzumaki Masahiko looked at the boy in front of him curiously again. What talents have you inherited from Tobarama? He felt that the boy's chakra aura was very weak, and his aptitude in this area should not be very good. But after all, it was the work and replica of Senju Tobarama, so he should have some extraordinary talents. Does IQ count? Tamura Hao said helplessly, and then took out the Thunder God sword from the sealing technique on the inside of a piece of armor, and injected chakra into it to form a small lightning blade. I have a lot of problems, the most important of which is that my chakra quantity is very poor. Grandma Mito said that you might be able to help me. He didn't know the background of the Uzumaki family, but it must be a lot, and it itself has inherited so many sealing techniques. There should be something that can help people improve their chakra. And this Thunder God sword is also a token, which can further gain the trust of the old man in front of him. Sure enough, after seeing the Thunder God sword, Uzumaki Masahiko was completely convinced. After all, this Thunder God sword was Tobirama's weapon, there was no doubt about it. Your chakra amount is too far off. Looking at the small lightning blade, Uzumaki Masahiko couldn't believe that this was a replica of Senju Tobirama. It was indeed an immature work. Sister asked you to come here because of the yang seal that my brother-in-law asked my father to research, but I can't give it to you for free. My brother-in-law asked my father to simplify the yin seal so that ordinary ninjas could also practice it, so as to reserve chakra and improve the durability and burst of combat. But my brother-in-law died too early, and Senju Tobirama followed him. The Hokage of Konaha was replaced by Sarutobi Hiruzen, who they were not familiar with, and the deal did not continue. However, before his death, my father successfully simplified the yin seal and called it the yang seal. Although the effect is much worse than the complete yin seal, the training requirements are much lower, and even the assistance of yin and yang attributes is not required. As long as the chakra control reaches a sufficient standard, it can be successfully practiced. After hearing what Uzumaki Masahiko said, Tamura Hao was moved, very much. From what he said, the yang seal is a seal with the same function as the yin seal, which can store chakra, which is exactly what he needs now. Although his talent for chakra is impressive, his refining speed is not slow. He can continue to refine chakra in a small amount in a non-combat state, store those chakras and use them in battle, so that his biggest shortcoming can be made up to a certain extent. And looking at the old man's appearance, the yang seal should be able to be used by his chakra amount, which is more suitable for him. However, if you want to get this yang seal, you obviously need to give the other party a bargaining chip that interests him. Do you have anything that can interest the other party? With a tangled expression, Tamura Hao finally gritted his teeth and said, I can teach you the cultivation method of the Uzumaki clan's immortal arts. Although it is not as powerful as Hashirama's, it can also increase the strength several times. But you need to temporarily hand over all the classics and resources of the Uzushio village to me. We will copy all the classics. The problem of the war in the country of whirlpools is far greater than you think. The probability of the Uzushio village being able to hold on is less than 10%. Give those to us temporarily, and we will use them to rebuild the Uzumaki clan as soon as possible. Uzumaki Masahiko was silent for a long time before speaking. Do you know how to write the word shameless? I have never seen such a shameless person in my life. Getting something for nothing is not enough to describe your method. With Grandma Mito here, are you still afraid that I will embezzle your foundation? If it weren't for the fact that the Uzumaki clan and we have been related for generations, do you think I would be willing to take the risk to come here? Tamura Hao rolled his eyes without showing any weakness and brought up the name of Uzumaki Mito. Since my identity as the direct descendant of the Senju family has been confirmed, I naturally have to make good use of it. This made Uzumaki Masahiko fall into deep thought. Although the boy's words were shameless, with his sister in the Senju clan, I don't think the boy would dare to cheat them. Is there any hidden story in this battle in the country of whirlpools? Asked, it felt that the boy had something to say. Putting on a serious and solemn expression, Tamura Hao seriously deceived. Uchiha Madara is not dead, and the perfect Nine-Tails Jinchuriki is the only existence that can make him afraid now. He didn't say much, just pointed out the name of Uchiha Madara, and you can think about the rest yourself. For this old man who survived the Warring States period, the name of Uchiha Madara is definitely not intimidating. Sure enough, after hearing the name of Uchiha Madara, Uzumaki Masahiko's face changed drastically. This is really bad news. Now that his brother-in-law has passed away, Uchiha Madara is synonymous with invincibility. It seems that the hidden village of Uzushio is really doomed this time. You wait here. After thinking for a long time with an uncertain expression, Uzumaki Masahiko said something and left quickly. Tamura Hao breathed a sigh of relief, and then looked at the death masks here. After thinking for a while, he took out a sealing scroll from the backpack behind him, took down all the death masks here, packed them together and sealed them. He prepared a lot of these blank sealing scrolls, which were originally used to pick up corpses on the battlefield, and they can also be used to seal other things. Unfortunately, the level of the sealing technique in his own armor plate is not high enough to superimpose the sealing scroll, otherwise he can load the sealing scroll infinitely, and he is a mobile arsenal. Not long after, Uzumaki Masahiko returned with 2 huge sealing scrolls on his back. Looking at the empty shelves, he couldn't help twitching his eyes. Take them and get out. Throwing the 2 huge sealing scrolls behind him to the boy, Uzumaki Masahiko signaled him to get out of the way quickly. I'm annoyed when I see you. Is this the person you chose? He doesn't look very smart. Tamura Hao carried the 2 huge sealing scrolls on his back and looked at the big loli behind Uzumaki Masahiko. The big loli's eyes were red, and her eyes were full of reluctance. You are the idiot. The big loli, who was originally reluctant, was angry and stared at the white-haired man angrily. Not very smart indeed. Tamura Hao sighed, walked forward, and knocked the big loli unconscious with a knife under the gaze of Uzumaki Masahiko, and carried her to his shoulder, and brushed her hair casually, using the transformation technique to transform into a black big back hair. I took the person away. I hope to see you in Konaha, otherwise this girl and Mito's grandmother will definitely be sad for a long time. Waving his hand, Tamura Hao walked out neatly, leaving Uzumaki Masahiko with a forehead full of black lines and blue veins. I hope I can hold on. Finally sighing, Uzumaki Masahiko was very worried. The ninja army of the 4 major ninja villages alone is not easy to deal with. If there is also Uchiha Madara hiding in the dark, there is really no hope. Otherwise, he would not agree to such an outrageous request to pack up the family's heritage and let him take it away, at least leaving a way out for the family. The 3 Kumo ninja Anbu who had been squatting outside were even more confused when they saw Tamura Hao carrying 2 large scrolls and a girl coming out. They didn't understand what was going on inside. Let's go. With a simple sentence, Tamura Hao walked forward quickly, and the 3 Anbu could only follow quickly. Not to mention Tamura Hao, who had a huge harvest here. The earth platform on the other side saw the Vortex Elder. Junior, which family are you from? Uzumaki Allo looked at the young man in front of him. He could only confirm that the other party was unlikely to be from Konaha, otherwise he would only go to see the clan leader instead of himself, the old guy who disliked Konaha the most. Junior is the Raikage of the Hidden Cloud Village assisting Dodai. This is the battle plan of our 4 major ninja villages to jointly attack the Hidden Tide village. Please take a look. Dodai put his attitude very low and handed over a scroll that he had prepared long ago. The 4 major ninja villages had secretly contacted each other about the sealing technique of the Uzumaki clan. Although they did not form an alliance, they had an agreement not to interfere with each other. What they could get from the Uzumaki clan this time depended on their own methods. For this, they had a rough joint battle plan, which was the scroll that was taken out now. These words made Uzumaki Allo a little stunned. He immediately took the scroll and unfolded it, and his face instantly became gloomy. Are you threatening me? Staring at the young man in front of him fiercely, Uzumaki Allo thought it was a threat. Don't think that our Uzumaki clan is afraid of your 4 major ninja villages. It's not a threat, but a sincere invitation to the Uzumaki clan to join our Cloud Village. This invitation has always worked. Touchai looked sincere, and he was indeed very sincere. He really wanted to invite the Uzumaki clan to join their Cloud Village and become a member of the village. Whether it is the Tailed Beast Split Jinchuriki plan or the research and development and mass production of firearms, the assistance of the Uzumaki clan is needed so that it can develop rapidly. Uzumaki Allo stared at Touchai for a long time, and his expression eased, and then his eyes fell back on the scroll in his hand. Your Cloud Village doesn't seem to be our best choice. Calming down, he wanted to see how much sincerity this junior and the Cloud Village still had. This secret joint battle plan of the 4 major ninja villages is a good sincerity, but it is not enough. After all, the Cloud Village wants their Uzumaki clan, not a certain sealing technique. This is not impossible to talk about, but it requires greater sincerity. Dodai said calmly, Senior, there is no need to use this to test the junior. If Konaha can really accept the Uzumaki clan, the senior will not veto the third Hokage's invitation 3 times. If the Uzumaki clan really wants to move to Konaha, many people are afraid that they will have trouble sleeping and eating, including the third Hokage. The junior guessed that what the third Hokage wanted more was a new generation of Nine-Tails Jinchuriki to replace the aging first Hokage's wife. It would be best if she had no relatives, so that it would be easier for him to control her. The Senju clan has been very powerful in Konoha in recent years due to the existence of the first Hokage's wife, and has caused a lot of trouble for the third Hokage. The next Ninja World War will definitely be a catastrophe for the Senju clan. As long as the first Hokage's wife dies, the Senju clan will inevitably be wiped out in the Ninja World War. None of our 4 major ninja villages want to be among the Senju clan. Another Senju Hashirama appears. This is the tacit understanding of all of us. The Senju clan, which possesses the first Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, cannot tolerate them, let alone the Uzumaki clan. We have received information that hundreds of ninjas secretly left Konoha Hidden Village and came to the country of whirlpools. Judging from the speed of their journey, look, they are all Jonin. Seniors, you might as well guess whether these Konoha ninjas are here to rescue Uzumaki Hidden Village, or are they here to exterminate the clan. Moreover, Konoha happened to discover that the ninjas from our 4 major ninja villages were operating on the border some time ago, and sent the elites of the major ninja clans as vanguards to the borders in advance. The Senju clan is on the other side of the Earth Kingdom, the furthest away from the Whirlpool Kingdom. Even if you get the news, it will be difficult to respond in time. Senior, you won't think this is a coincidence, right? In fact, the current situation of the Uzumaki clan should have been anticipated when the seniors knew that the first Hokage's wife had become the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki. Quote, Uzumaki Allo's expression became more and more gloomy, especially the annihilation of his race at the end made him heartbroken. How many of our clansmen can your Union village accept? After pondering for a long time, Allo Whirlpool finally compromised. The current situation is obvious. Konoha cannot go there, and the only choice is the 4 major ninja villages. At this stage, only Kumogakure village has come to issue invitations. At least there is a way. What the young man from Hidden Cloud village said was true. When he found out that Mito used himself as a carrier to seal the 9 tails for Konoha and became the Jinchuriki, he had a premonition that something was not going to happen. He even went to Konoha himself to scold that man. Great niece. This is inviting disaster for the Uzumaki clan. Seeing that Uzumaki Allo had compromised, Tudai breathed a sigh of relief and said sincerely, "We Union Village can accommodate underage and single Uzumaki clan members who are not extreme in their thoughts, and even single people can be with us immediately. Single ninjas in the village get married and form families. We at Kumogakure village sincerely hope that the Uzumaki clan can spread its branches in our village and integrate into it. Our Cloud Hidden Village is also the only ninja village among the 5 major ninja villages that has been recruiting talents from outside. We will provide corresponding welfare benefits to the Uzumaki clan and we will definitely treat them equally. Moreover, some of our village's development plans are in urgent need of talents from the Uzumaki clan. Their status in the village will definitely not be low in the future, and they can even become high-ranking people in the village. In addition, our Cloud Hidden Village will also ensure that no Uzumaki tribe members will go to the front lines to participate in the war. We have other arrangements for you, and you will be very safe." Quote, it was impossible for them to accept the entire Uzumaki clan, that was unrealistic. Those adults will have their own ideas, and some may even be hostile to Union Village. If these people get past, they will only become troublemakers. Uzumaki Ashina was not surprised by this, and even trusted him more. It seems that Union Village really wants to get their Uzumaki clan, and they are very sincere. Does the development plan you mentioned include the tailed beast Jinchuriki? Upon further inquiry, it was revealed that the current catastrophe of the Uzumaki clan was caused by that stupid and brainless niece. The 4 major ninja villages secretly joined forces to attack in order to create a perfect tailed beast Jinchuriki. And their Uzumaki clan is the most suitable to become the tailed beast Jinchuriki. We have other plans for the use of the tailed beasts. We don't need the Uzumaki clan members to be sacrifices. That would be a disaster rather than a blessing for you. Todai vetoed it. saying that they couldn't let the Uzumaki clan become the tailed beast Jinchuriki, at least not until the Uzumaki clan truly integrated into the village. Furthermore, they no longer need the complete tailed beast Jinchuriki. The split plan is very good. Even if they go berserk, it will be easier to suppress and will not cause too much damage. Anyway, as long as the split-tailed beast Jinchuriki can condense the tailed beast Jade and launch bombings, the strength itself doesn't matter. How much power can you provide this time to help us survive the disaster? Uzumaki Aloe further asked. Whether he can become a tailed beast Jinchuriki or not is not important, what is important is the attitude of Kumobikar. We have gathered 100 Junin, and 1,000 Chunin can go into battle at any time. The other 3 generations of adults will also come to join this war at a critical moment. Tudai revealed the power they could use, which made Uzumaki Aloe very satisfied. It is not easy for us to give up our homeland that has survived for thousands of years. At least we have to fight hard here. Your Union village can join in and fight with us. Some people still have illusions about Konaha, so they must wake up. If nothing can be done in the end, take the children to your cloud-hidden village, and I will prepare a complete whirlpool sealing technique for you, including the sealing technique developed by Mito for the Kyuubi. Quote, we in Kumobikar village respect the choices of our seniors and Uzumaki hidden village. Tutai solemnly agreed. He himself thought so too. There must be a fight here in the kingdom of Whirlpool. Only in this way can Konaha be forced to show up and sever the ties between the Uzumaki clan and Konaha. At the same time, a war is needed to consume the adult ninjas of the Uzumaki clan, so that they can finally leave with their underage children. Although it is cruel, this is the reality of the ninja world. At the same time, he also understands that the Uzumaki elder actually has hope for Konaha, or the Senju clan and the wife of the first-generation Hokage. It's a pity that the current head of Konaha is not the Senju clan, nor the wife of the first-generation Hokage, but the group of the third-generation Hokage. If Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo really want to destroy the Uzumaki clan, they will definitely make all arrangements, and it is impossible for the Senju clan to come to support. At least they will not come in time, otherwise if the Senju clan really takes this opportunity to take the Uzumaki clan to Konaha, their strength will be greatly improved, which is not what Sarutobi Hiruzen and others want to see. There is one more thing. Have you heard of the 6 Paths ninja tools? After finishing the business, Tutai mentioned the 6 Paths ninja tools. We, the Uzumaki clan, know more about those ninja tools than you do. Raised an eyebrow. Uzumaki Aloe was naturally familiar with the 6 Paths ninja tools, because they were the descendants of the 6 Paths sage. Even the clan's classics recorded the existence of the ninja sect, and there were naturally detailed records of the 6 Paths ninja tools. 4 of the 6 Paths ninja tools were sealed by the previous 2 holders before their death. If the senior can break the seal, the 4 6 Paths ninja tools can be lent to the nobles to deal with this war. As Tutai spoke, he took out a sealed scroll and untied it, revealing the heart sealed in 2 nutrient tanks. Is there a banana fan? Hearing Tudai's words, Uzumaki Aloe's eyes lit up and he directly asked the most destructive banana fan. Among the 5 6 Path ninja tools, only the plantain fan is the main attack weapon. Coupled with the huge chakra of the Uzumaki clan, they will not be afraid of how many people come with one fan. Have. Dodai responded decisively. He knew that the strength of the Uzumaki clan would be greatly improved after obtaining the 6 Paths ninja tool, but this was exactly what was needed to force Konaha to make a choice. They also need to use the Uzumaki clan to kill all the elites of the major ninja villages this time, so that their union village can have an easier time in the next war. After receiving Tudai's affirmative response, the smile on Uzumaki Aloe's face became even thicker. He immediately stepped forward and took out the 2 sealed hearts, raised his hand to form a seal and created a mysterious spell formation. Contract seal, break it. Finally, he patted the 2 hearts respectively, and the dark spell characters wrapped them. Then Aloe Whirlpool smeared some tissue cells on the 2 hearts and used them as a medium to perform psychic techniques. A burst of mist dispersed, and 4 items appeared, which were the 4 6 Path ninja tools sealed by the golden horn and silver horn. Aloe Uzumaki immediately grabbed the banana fan, injected chakra into it and instantly condensed 5 chakra balls, each with the 5 attributes of wind, fire, thunder, water and earth, and were very strong. Sure enough, as recorded, it can form changes in the nature of 5 attributes and turn it into an attack with 5 attributes. Alo Uzumaki is very satisfied. With this big killer weapon, the next war will be considered stable. Take the remaining 3 items back. Your sincerity in Union Village has been seen. You will also see my sincerity soon. After looking at the other 3 sets of 6-path ninja tools, Uzumaki Alo didn't care much about them. It was too troublesome to use, and it was better to use their sealing techniques neatly. We look forward to it. Tudai used the sealing scroll to seal all the 3 6-paths ninja tools in the heart of the Golden Horn and Silver Horn, and continued to discuss some battle plans with them before leaving. This mission has been successfully completed, and now it depends on the choice of the Uzumaki clan and the direction of the war. Where are the people? Being sent to the entrance of the village by a Uzumaki ninja, Todai was stunned. What about the kid and the other 3? They left with the young lady. Let me tell you to go back first and ask you to follow them as soon as possible. Be careful of sneak attacks by others on the way. The Uzumaki ninja who had been guarding the entrance of the village said something and conveyed that person's words. Little Miss Tutai was a little confused. What did the kid do while he was away? Although he was very confused, Tutai set off as soon as possible, and even used the teleportation technique to speed up and rush towards the previously agreed place. They had already planned their return route, which was different from when they came. They also arranged for several Jonin who were good at earth escape to open a long tunnel there to cover their bodies and avoid being targeted and ambushed. After all, there are too many people staring at Uzushio Hidden Village at this stage. Not to mention the earth platform left here, Alo Uzumaki on the other side got used to the banana fan and walked towards the residence of the clan leader and his eldest nephew. The visitors to Uzushiogakure today were not only Kumo ninjas, but also people from Konaha. They should have come for the new generation of Nine Tails Jinchuriki. When I walked into my eldest nephew's house, I found that the other 4 clan elders had arrived, and they all looked unhappy. Is it true that Konaha didn't send anyone to support? Uzumaki Alo walked in and knelt down, squinting at her nephew and guessing what was going on. The 4 major ninja villages have begun to march towards the Land of Fire. Konaha has arranged for the elite ninjas of each major ninja clan to go to the front line as vanguards to seize favorable terrain and build a defense line. The Senju clan has been arranged on the side of the Earth Kingdom. The Hokage promised to send ninja troops to support and would arrive in the country of Whirlpool tomorrow night. Quote, Uzumaki Masahiko said helplessly that the problem was much more serious than he thought. As for the news that Uchiha Madara was still alive, he didn't say it. It would be useless to say it, but it would hurt their spirits. It would be okay if Madara Uchiha didn't show up, but once he did, they wouldn't be able to resist, even if they used forbidden techniques. If that person really shows up, they can only close their eyes and wait to die. The 4 major ninja villages have plotted to this point. The 4 clan elders all have sad faces and cannot get support from Konaha. How can their Uzushiogakure village survive this crisis? It's hard to say whether it's the plan of the 4 great ninja villages or the plan of the 3rd Hokage's little monkey. If you come over tomorrow night, it's not called support, it's called collecting the corpses. Uzumaki Alo said mockingly, causing the expressions of several people present to change slightly. Uzumaki Masahiko remained silent. He learned a lot about Konaha's situation from the kid's mouth, and it was not optimistic. The 4 clan elders also looked very ugly. It was unclear whether they could survive tonight, let alone tomorrow night. Unexpectedly, he glanced at the silent eldest nephew. Alo Uzumaki said without any nonsense, I have long said that Konaha is unreliable, so I secretly contacted Kumogakure. They are the only one of the 5 great ninja villages that still recruit people from outside. The ninja village is enough to accommodate our Uzumaki clan, at least part of it. It can be regarded as a way out. We old guys can die for the Uzushio Hidden Village, but the children cannot follow, and the Uzumaki clan cannot be destroyed, otherwise we will not have the shame to meet our ancestors after we die. Union Village is very sincere and has just sent the 6 Paths Ninja Tool Banana Fan to help us deal with this war. Quote, with that said, Alo Uzumaki took out the banana fan he had just received, input chakra to condense 5 small balls to prove that it was genuine. It is indeed a banana fan. Seeing the banana fan, the 4 clan elders' eyes lit up. It was a great weapon, especially combined with the huge chakra of their Uzumaki clan. It is of little use against top experts, but it is a massacre against ordinary ninjas. The headache for them with the Ninja Village Alliance is the number of opponents. They don't care much about the top experts among them. At worst, they can use the forbidden ceiling technique to fight them one by one. But those ninja troops were a problem. When they gathered together, they posed too great a threat to the village. Now that we have this big killer weapon, the next war will definitely be much easier to fight. From this point of view, Union Village is indeed very sincere. The current situation is obvious. Regardless of whether Konaha can send reinforcements, it has become an established fact that the elites of the 4 great ninja villages besieged Uzushio. They have already contained Konaha. Even if Konaha sends reinforcements, it will be impossible. How many? Nowadays, having an extra route is not a bad thing. However, compared to the joy of the 4 clan elders, Uzumaki Masahiko felt as if he had been struck by lightning, and his whole body was numb. Just now, was it someone from Union Village who came to see you just now? He thought that the person who went to see the great elder was also from the Senju family, but who would have thought that he was from Union Village? So which family did that kid belong to? It's the Raikage assistant of Cloud Hidden Village. Looking over in confusion, Uzumaki Allo didn't understand what was wrong with his eldest nephew. Boom, you little devil. The huge chakra burst caused chaos in the hall, and Uzumaki Masahiko's face was even more ferocious and furious. He was actually deceived by a kid, and not only gave away his own granddaughter, but also gave away all his family's heritage. It's embarrassing, and it's too deceiving. How could there be such a despicable, shameless and evil kid in Union Village? Uzumaki Allo and others looked at the sudden outburst of the clan leader and were very confused, not understanding what was going on. Where's the battle plan? It took a while for Masahiko Uzumaki to regain his composure and asked solemnly. Although he was very angry, the end was now over, and no matter how angry he was, it was useless. Let's cooperate with Union Village to get through this disaster first, and then find an opportunity to deal with that brat. Looking at her nephew who had barely calmed down with doubt, Allo Uzumaki did not ask, but said, the Hidden Cloud Village will take some of the tribe members by sea with ships, but the ninjas of the Hidden Mist Village are the masters at sea. We need to join hands with the Hidden Cloud Village to first destroy all the ninjas of the Hidden Mist Village this time, so that the children can safely reach the Hidden Cloud Village and the Land of Lightning by sea. She told the battle plan agreed with Tutai. There was no detailed tactical strategy, just to ensure that the retreat was unobstructed first. As long as the ninjas sent by the Hidden Mist Village were defeated, the remaining ninjas of the Hidden Sand Village and the Hidden Rock Village would not be a concern, as they were just landlubbers. I have made an agreement with them. If we can stop them this time, we will continue to live in the land of whirlpools. If we can't stop them, we will transfer our underage children and single members to the Hidden Cloud Village. At the same time, we will take out the part of the sealing technique inheritance that can be performed by non-members of our tribe as a reward for inviting the Hidden Cloud Village to fight this time. Speaking of the deal with the Hidden Cloud Village, it is unrealistic to let them work for nothing. We must pay enough chips, and it can only be the sealing technique inherited by their clan. Okay. After a silence, Uzumaki Masahiko gritted his teeth and nodded. This is the only way now. Don't let me survive this war, otherwise I will kill that kid first when I go to the Hidden Cloud Village. Seeing that the clan leader agreed, the 4 elders had nothing to say. In the current situation, it is already good to have one more choice and a way out. At the same time, Tutai caught up with Tianqunhao and 4 people, or 5 people, at the agreed location. What did you do? Looking at the Anbu ninjas around him, as well as the 2 extra-large scrolls and the red-haired girl, Dodai was very confused. I had been away for less than an hour, and you've already caused trouble for me. Tamura Hao explained innocently, don't blame me. Not long after you went in, the son of the Hokage came out of the Uzushio village, and we almost got into a fight at that time. I could only pretend to be a member of the Senju clan and have a verbal confrontation with them, and then I strolled into the Uzushio village, met the head of the Uzumaki clan, and talked with him for a while. He entrusted this girl and all the inheritance and heritage of the Uzumaki clan. By the way, this girl is the designated Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. As he said this, he was still sighing in his heart. Sure enough, Master Lu was right. Since ancient times, sincerity cannot be retained, and only routines can win people's hearts. There is no future in playing sincerity these days. In the end, you will only be deceived and have nothing, or even contribute your parts. Only routines can get everything. This simple explanation made Tutai's eyelids jump. The amount of information contained in it was too much, and even with his intelligence, he couldn't figure it out for a while. It's very dangerous for you to do this. With a dark face, Tutai regretted bringing this kid out. Too much trouble. I thought about it, it's not dangerous for us. At most, the Uzumaki clan leader will find out and detain Lord Tutai who didn't leave in time. With the current situation in the country of whirlpools, the Uzumaki hidden village will not kill Lord Tutai and offend our cloud hidden village to death. Tianqun looked like he had a good idea. He had figured it out a long time ago, so he took the risk to fool people. Miss your head. Tutai, who couldn't bear it anymore, punched the boy on the head. He almost became a prisoner. You quickly return with the scroll and the girl. Make sure to bring all three back intact. This is very important to the village and must be completed. Staring at the boy who was in pain, Tutai ordered the Anbu ninjas. Those who could be brought here by him were all his absolute confidants, and their fighting power was beyond doubt, not to mention that there was this hidden tunnel, so returning safely should not be a problem. Yes, everyone took the order, and three of them carried the scroll and the girl on their backs respectively, and walked into the tunnel together. At the end, there was a ninja who collapsed the tunnel to prevent anyone from catching up. After a lot of twists and turns, Tianqun and Tutai turned to a fork in the road, followed by the three Anbu ninjas from before, but they had changed out of the Konaha Anbu uniforms. After walking forward for a while, they came to the ground and accelerated to the agreed location. When they were about to reach the agreed location, Tutai stopped and glared at a certain boy, and then ordered his three subordinates. You keep an eye on this kid, don't let him cause trouble for me again. Yes, the three of them agreed decisively, but they had no ill feelings towards Tianqun in their hearts, and even admired and appreciated him. The previous harvest should be considered a collective S-level mission record for them. The more of these easy and good things they have, the better. If necessary, it's okay to make Lord Tutai suffer. Seeing that he was targeted, Tianqun was dissatisfied, but he didn't say anything, just wrote it down in his little notebook. The five people slowed down their pace and soon arrived at the agreed location, which was a hidden forest. The people from the other three parties had already arrived, and they all looked at the five Tutai people who came. Is there no one in the hidden cloud village? They are just little ghosts. The leader of the hidden mist party, Ghost Lantern Xiaoyu, laughed evilly, with a bit of disdain in his words. He is indeed too young and unreliable. As the representative of Sand Village, Chio nodded in agreement, and was also dissatisfied with the late arrival of the representative of the Hidden Cloud Village. If it was a person of the same generation, it would be fine, but who would have thought that he was a junior, and there was a dwarf following behind him, who should be just a little kid. It seems that the Hidden Cloud Village has not recovered from the civil strife of the year. Otherwise, they should take the initiative to withdraw from the Whirlpool Country War. As the representative of the Hidden Rock Village, Siren followed up and said something. The three parties jointly put pressure on Tutai and the other five. However, Luo Sha and the other two standing behind Chio looked at the boy behind Tutai. Although his hair color and hairstyle had changed, his body shape was very familiar, especially the light armor on his body. Yi Kang glared at him with hatred, secretly cursing him as a little pervert in his heart. Looking at the three parties targeting them, Tian Kunhao did not say anything, but silently remembered those people in his heart, and even thought about whether there was a chance to destroy the three parties. I, Tian, have never remembered grudges, and I will take revenge quickly. It seems that there is no need to talk. Let's do our own thing tonight. Tutai was also tough. He snorted coldly and turned away. He came at the agreed time, half an hour earlier, but he was still targeted. Obviously, the three parties had made an agreement before they came. This was to exclude their hidden cloud village. Well, since you don't want to take our cloud village to play, don't blame us for being rude. Tianqun and the other four didn't say much, and followed Tutai to jump and leave quickly. Before leaving, Tianqun also glanced at Luosha standing behind Chio, and the other party's malice was much stronger than last time. The three parties were not surprised to see Tutai leave so neatly. This is the style of the Cloud Village, and it has always been this tough attitude. It's really too young. Chio chuckled and didn't take it to heart. Now that the three parties have united, no matter how angry the Cloud Village is, it will be useless, not to mention that they will take action tonight, and the Cloud Village has no time to rearrange. Originally, she didn't agree to unite with the Rock Village and the Mist Village against the Cloud Village, but the information brought back by Luasha made her think more, especially Luasha's high evaluation of the Cloud Village, which is the greatest threat to the Sand Village. In this case, she would take the opportunity to target them. If there is a chance, she would not mind destroying the ninja army sent out by the Hidden Cloud Village. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.